Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello. How are you, ladies, gentlemen, others? Hope all is well.
Race is just about to start. Runners are in the race room with the countdown firing off. So who do we have here tonight? Steve.
We got Rhokubee against Hob. Right now, Hob is actually undefeated here in our tournament this time around. So it's a pretty interesting race. David versus Goliath. We got. I'm personally an underdog fan, but I will of course be fair when it comes to the commentating today.
Yeah, Hob having 3 wins last week. He did. That was actually really amazing. He did 3 races in 3 races all on Sunday, and he managed to win all 3. It was kind of amazing.
We got, unfortunately, Rhokubee has yet to see a win here. So it's we got 0-2 for Rhokubee, and we got 2-0 for Hob. So you can definitely go either way. It's just how Chaos is feeling.
It's going to come down to Chaos, probably, but probably not going to hit that for like another few hours. So, in the
First and
meantime,
foremost is, of course, the cutscenes to deal with. There are about 3 of them, and luckily they're all in the beginning of the game. Nice, especially if you're a morning type person. Me and myself, I race quite early in the morning, so to have these cutscenes in the beginning is nice to get the game going and start the run, but also have some time to stretch.
Yeah, exactly. Nice little final warm up, give you a chance to, get your fingers loosened up as you're about to hop into the game for about 2 straight hours of almost non-stop action, really. And yeah, I do kind of wish it was skippable, though.
Well, I agree. At least the option, like, hey, you know what? I need this. Nope. All right, let's dive right into it. That and a soft reset would be glorious quality of life improvements for this game. Please, Square. Please.
Yeah, that's right. No soft reset. I think that was one of the bigger surprises for people when the game finally came out. And we started playing it and was just like, okay, well, how do I get out of this? And it just was like, no, you just got to X out of it, Alt F4, and reload the entire game, and it's just like a headache, start to finish. GBA version had a self reset. PSP version has a self reset. Those are 2 comparable speed runs to this, and this one we're stuck. You either gotta die or sit there with the actual reload of the full game.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Especially it hurts the runners. You gotta exit out of it. That's just time wasted. Every second counts. It could be the difference of a win or a loss, especially during this tournament. So hopefully we won't have to deal with that and see that today. And best of luck to the runners.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Hopefully they do well. So both runners going with the fighter black belt double black mage route. The Rhokubee did just drop into the white mage, or to the white magic room here in Canaria. Back out. So they put the. So they buy the sword, the rapier for the fighter, also the chainmail. Give him 15 defense right off the bat. Take off everything from the black belt. Does better with his fists, and his defense level is set by his actual level in the game. So he's level 1 right now, so he has 1 defense, but once he gets a level up, he'll have 2 defense and kind of continue from there. And then throw in the thunder on the black mages.
Yeah. Now that the shopping is done, we're looking to make our way over to Garland. We have on the way about 1 or 2 possible fights to line up to help support you to get leveled up. Every little bit counts, of course, so you got to take that. Am I going to take this fight? Am I not? Depending on what you have, and then especially with your splits, if you want to take that fight.
Yeah, Rhokubee got the 5 goblins. One of them ran away, though, so that was pretty good. Hab only had the 2 wolves. Neither of those 2 fights are particularly EXP or money. Neither of them really give you a lot of EXP or money, and unfortunately.
Very true. Unfortunately, over on Hobbs' side, we got one black mage down. Garland just straight focused on him and took him down.
Ooh, same thing just happened to Rhokubee. Hit for 25 damage on the top black mage. Ooh, at the bottom black mage too, but luckily able to survive that one a bit. Kinder of a hit there.
Still an even matchup. We got one black mage down for each racer here, so it's still, and you'll see this going on forward. It's just anybody's game. Some people might pull ahead, some fall behind, but at any given point, especially when it comes to the bosses, opportunities will come to be able to catch right back up.
Yeah, that's for sure. I did a race a few days ago, and yeah, apparently the lead went back and forth, but I think part of that was because Astos killed me like 3 or 4 times, and then Lich killed me 4 or 5 times, and you know, it's like I could squeeze ahead, and then all of a sudden the boss just is a jerk and drags me back.
So interesting, especially with these racers. Think about like, hey, where am I? How is my competition going? Just a lot of factors that play into it. It's to think about, because any given time you could be ahead of like your normal run. Is the other racer, how are they doing? And at any given point, did they pass this certain boss? Did I make it in time? It's just a lot going on to think about during these runs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've been wondering how many of the racers have been doing that myself, right? Because it's like you think about this isn't like a randomizer or anything like that, so it's, you know, and I haven't seen any rules about not being able to watch the actual racing feed, so I'm sure people do, and you know, I just kind of wonder to myself, like, how often do people's strategies change based on, you know, what their opponent is doing, or maybe they see if their opponent gets stuck on one particular battle. They might go and pick up some extra chests or something like that just to get some extra money, whereas if they were in a PB run, they would just avoid that at all cost.
That's a very good point, Badariku. I would say, I personally, for my matches that I've done, I hop into a Discord call with, of course I ask and they're okay with it, and we just hop into the Discord and just kind of BS. I would say it doesn't really change up my strategy on what I'm doing if they're ahead or if I'm behind. I'm trying to stick to what I'm doing, but I would say it's also a nice distraction, kind of calm the nerves and whatnot, getting into it. So, of course, that can be a distraction to others, so it's personal preference.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's pretty good to just hop into the Discord call. I think once I listened to the actual commentary for a bit, but I think I might have had to shut that off. I think it just ended up a point where it started distracting me a bit too much, but yeah. Anything to calm the
I don't think I
nerves.
can go that far. I agree. Yeah, I hop it in there and seeing the feed and seeing the other racer exactly where they're at and the commentary, yeah, be quite the distraction, at least to me.
Yeah.
So here is our final cutscene, quite lengthy one as well. So unfortunately, still unskippable. So if you need an extra little bit of a break and get yourself some more water and hydrate and get ready to continue, because there should be like no more cutscenes moving on forward. It's just pure high speed as fast as you can go.
Yeah, this is the classic FF1 cutscene, reproduced in Stranger Paradise. Basically the same kind of setup they just saw in the GBA version, PSP version. NES version was a little bit different. You actually had to press a button to advance through it. And one of the PSP or GBA, I always forget which one. One of them actually let you skip it, which was really nice. The other one you did have to sit there and watch it, which was a little frustrating, but all right, just about wrapping up the cutscene now.
So now we're on our way east to Provoca here. Usually about 3 fights lined up. What you're really looking forward to, especially like what Rhokubee got over here, is crazy horses. You're looking for ogres, of course, mainly throughout the game. You're looking for ogres all day. That's good experience, good money, and also lizards here on the way. So hopefully it works out for these racers.
Yeah, Hob running into the 9-pack. He's running away from that. That's usually what I do as well. I really don't like that fight. It just takes too long, and none of those enemies really give you a lot of experience or gold.
Right. Yeah, definitely a fleeable fight there. Yeah, takes too long, and yeah, your chances for fleeing there and just attacking, it's just very not worth it. Good ogres for both racers right now. That's very good to see.
And the only worry for Rhokubee is those 3 Gigas worms in the back. They can do a lot of damage. They hit
Usually my style going into these would have the fighters take out the ogre because the ogre's in front, and then have my thunders going off to take out those worms because, like you said, Poderiku, they hit very hard.
It looks like he's a little worried about actually getting through the fight. He's going to bail on it. Hob, meanwhile, did go and pick up both the temper spells. Rhokubee kind of lucky to actually get away from there.
Money will be tight for Rhokubee, but gonna get the party back up. Looks like still making their way over to Temper. We'll see if they skip it, go straight to the inn.
I'd be kind of worried about the money at the moment. Yeah, it looks like he's just going to head over to the inn to get that back. While Hob hats into the pirate battle. Not really much to the pirates here.
Fight.
Yeah.
Looking for a leather shield here as a drop, but yeah, just attack with your fighters and thunder it out with your black mages. Usually one and done for each one. Hob unfortunately did not
If your fighter hasn't hit level 4, it's possible he's still only doing 1 attack per round, and he can under damage the pirates, which is a little annoying, but yeah, it's not
especially with Rhokubee situation.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be losing any more characters at the moment. Just mainly from a money point of view. You don't want to be spending all the money just constantly reviving his characters over and over.
Very true. Yeah, money is very, very, very tight, especially in the beginning of the game. Every potion counts, antidote, every single purchase that you make and or use, it really makes it difficult. But luckily for Roku, got the leather shield. A game apologizing for the beat down a little bit earlier and hooked him up with a nice drop.
Hob gets a big 7-pack of Sahags. Gonna run away from that. Alright, into the fight with the big eye. You guys have the ability to paralyze, so he's focusing on making sure that the black mages are focused on them to take them out as quickly as possible.
Poderiku, what would you say that we're looking for with these encounters here on the sea?
All the buccaneers we can get. Nothing but buccaneers. Maybe a shark or two for the experience. You know, the sharks give about as much of experience as a ogre, but as you see Rhokubee getting a 5-pack of buccaneers, that's the most that you can get. Each buccaneer pays out 120 gold, so this is a 600 gold fight, which is excellent for this point in the game.
Very good experience, very good gil. And usually the strategy, yeah, use up your thunders, and then you have your tempers to use up as well. But yeah, the more buccaneers, the better. As we see over here with Hob, pretty scary fight to get into with the sharks here. They do hit very hard in the Sahagin. So rest to reward, you got yourself some good experience and gil for it. But yeah, another good fight to look out for too.
Nice, got a good damage roll on the Sahag Chief there. So that guy has like 62 or 63 HP, so getting the 64, able to take it out in one shot with the Thunder. That ends up being a damage roll that I feel like I lose more often than not.
Definitely hate to see it.
Hob's black just went down.
Oh no. That's not good at all. Might have enough here. Yep, one more Thunder should be getting out of the fight. Okay, and they should make their way over to Cornelia.
Alright, he's gonna double back and take a cheaper revive option up at Canaria or Cornelia before heading back down to Elfheim.
I agree. Another good formation over here for Rhokubee. Got some Buccaneers earlier, and now we're seeing some Sharks and the Sahagin Chiefs. So some good gil, some good encounters going over here for Roku. That's really nice to see.
Alright, Stow has extra spells, so forcing the encounter here. I kind of like this strategy of just forcing like an extra encounter right outside of Canaria, and then hopping back inside, grabbing the spell charge refills, and then finally heading down to Elfheim. Yeah, trying to force another fight as well.
Ooh, this is very, very, very scary. All of these hit very hard over here for Rhokubee. Good experience, good guild, but as we can see, a lot of hits being taken.
Yeah, his fighter is down to 3 HP. That's a little... Alright, fighter's down. Alright. And he doesn't have any more spells left. These big hits from...
Good call. Okay, decides to stay into the fight. Oh, I take that back. It was a good adjustment to bring out into the Tempers to try to get that extra damage in for your monk to finish up the fight here. I can see trying to make up for everything. Really wants the fight. Really wants the guild and the experience. Not exactly backing out, especially putting in so many charges. Doesn't look like it's going to play out for him though.
Ooh, that was rough. Just lost. Gonna lose a decent amount of time there. I don't think he had done a quick save before his fight, so he's gotta go back and do a bunch of fights.
To the autosave, yep.
Hob, meanwhile, down in Elfheim, has picked up the Thunder, got the spell charges back. Only had about 500 or 400 gold after hitting me in, so moving on to the Ocean. Ocean encounters pay a little bit better. Like there's obviously a chance to get Buccaneers at this stage of the game, and a single Thundar will take out all of the Buccaneers. So doing some grinding for some money there. This encounter here is 2 of the Sahag Chiefs, which pay 105 gold, so not bad. 5 of the Regulars, which are paying 30 each. That one's not a terrible encounter. About 300, over 300 gold there.
Just wanted to take a quick second here to say thank you over to SpeedGaming Portuguese coming in. Everybody coming in from over there, hello and welcome. We are here with some Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster 80% tournament runs here. Rhokubee up against Hob, welcome. Yeah, it looks like Hob is taking the chance to go after all the grinding. And we see some good Buccaneers, so it played out. You have about Ogres on land. That's kind of like your best bet, but it's safer to get out there on the seas for some better encounters for some more experience and gil.
Especially with Thundara, just being able to rip through all of these encounters. At this stage, the Shark is still sometimes a damage roll, but I feel like that one you're usually going to win, so not the worst thing in the world. Rhokubee picking up the Thundara spell now. Not going to have any money to actually get the inn. He did get the leather shield drop. If he sold the leather shield, I think he'd have enough to get 1 inn rest, but just gonna head out onto the ocean, do some grinding. Hopefully pick up the money that way.
There we go. Some more Buccaneers for Roku. Pretty good turnout here for the encounters. Just gotta keep that monk alive. Hopefully get that Thundara in. Ah!
Down goes the monk. Picking up his items there. Leaves while he still has 175 gold too. Doesn't actually pick up all of his items.
Maybe saving something for a little bit later on, but like me personally, I would either grab a antidote or most likely more potions myself.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I spend every dime that I have.
Yes, same. I agree.
Alright, run away from the wolves. Rhokubee finally able to hit the inn. Heading back out. Yeah, go do some more, a little bit more grinding there and grab some extra gold.
Yeah, Roku's been through quite a bit so far into the game, so it's definitely a nice area to catch your breath, make up for any guild that you need, experience, get out to the seas, use your Thundaras, just grind until you're comfortable to continue on, like how we see Hob ready to go, got the shopping done, making their way over to Marsh Cave, which is a very deadly cave. You usually want to get in and out as quick as possible. stop and pick up your chest and take out the Pisco demons. So the more you grind in the beginning, definitely can help out here on this side of things.
Yeah, definitely the safer it becomes. So many things in the Marsh Cave poison you. Like these werewolves poison you. Kind of run into a lot of the green slimes. They poison you.
Tarantulas, scorpions.
Yep. Oh yeah, the scorpions. Oh man, I hate the scorpions.
Not only do they poison, but they hit so hard.
They have so many attacks. Like they have multiple attacks per round, and that ends up in the early stage of the game. It's really bad when you have an enemy with multiple attacks per round. So the scorpions and the gargoyles can kind of rip through your HP very quickly in this game because you just don't have any defense. Like your monk is naked, a 7 defense from his natural level, but your black mages only have 1 defense from the cloth armor, which is very weak.
Yeah, it's just the nature of the beast. As well, the monk needs to be completely naked because they're stronger. It works out some way. The logic is there somewhere, but lighter, so it gets more attacks in. But yeah, it's just you don't have a lot. Everything is really put towards all your potions. Everything is just the guild is so tight in the early game. You need everything, as much as you can get.
Nice preemptive on the Pisco demon fight. So this is an unrunnable fight in basically every other version of Final Fantasy 1. In this version, you can actually run from the Pisco demons, but
really,
yeah, in the Pixel Remaster, you can run from the Pisco demons, but not this fight. Whereas all the other fights, they are unrunnable no matter where you run into. This particular fight you can't run away from because if you do run away from... Oh, actually, no, the game just doesn't let you run away from them because the object that you need is behind them. So you have to actually defeat them in order to get the object. But because you can run from the Pisco demons later on, you can actually get a preemptive on that fight in this version. You can also get ambushed. That's a really big change from all of the other versions. Because all the other versions, any fight that's unrunnable is always a neutral start. Always a neutral start. So, a little interesting scene. It was something that was very interesting when I remember the day it came out, watching Poorsight play this, and everyone in chat started being, hey, Poorsight, do you mind trying to run away from some of those Pisco demons next time you run into them? And he did, ran away, and everyone in chat just kind of blew up, like, what is going on here?
Very interesting to think about. I never knew that. Yeah, so every single Pisco demons, say you in the Earth Cave or whatnot, you have to fight them.
Yep, can't run away. Yeah, the other versions are a little bit easier to handle by the time you hit the Earth Cave, and the big 7-pack in the Ice Cave is annoying, but something that you can get through. But yeah, all the other versions, this initial Pisco demon fight is kind of bad. I think even in the GBA version, you'll do a self-reset in order to make sure you only get 2 of them. Some people will do that. Like if you grab 4, like if you get 4, you're so low level that you can't even beat them, so you just do the self-reset and come back in and hope for 2.
Here's about your thoughts. Inside the Marsh Cave, you have the Great Oozes. Me personally, I'm a fan of focusing on them. I feel like they give good experience. You're hoping for the 3 formation, but so far we've seen our racers here run from those.
It's a good fight. It gives a lot more experience than you would really think. So I do like to take them myself. They 3 of them, I try to stay away from 3 of them because they do hit hard. But if I get 1 or 2, I will definitely take that. With 2, the black belt or the monk can take out 1 of them by himself, and then the fighter and 1 of the black mages with a regular thunder charge can take out the other, or two thunder charges from the black mages.
So we have Hop coming up over here against Ostis. Could be a very troll fight depending, because a lot of the different status effects that Ostis can use. As we see an AoE slow to bring everybody down. You really don't want to see that on your monk, as we really rely on the extra hits that the monk can provide with the attack. So So you see the monk is really low there on the damage dealt. So we're trying to use the black mages to boost up, use tempers to get the haste up, the more hits in, the better damage, and also throwing in some thunders as well.
Ooh, casted death on the black mage that has the Thundara charge. Ooh, hitting the fighter with it too.
I usually don't mind the warrior going down. I would prefer a death on the warrior so we can get some extra experience for the rest of the party. But yeah, you definitely want the other 3 up.
Yeah, definitely agreed. And unfortunately, Astos there, one of his other spells, Fire Up, taking out the black mage and the remaining black mage and the monk. So got to do the fight again.
And of course, the dream is to have everybody up.
Yeah, as Lukey says in chat, Astos doing Astos things. Yep.
Classic Astos. Yeah, the dream is to have everybody up, of course, because that's it. And correct me if I'm wrong, like 500 gil for another Phoenix down. So that money is definitely tight. So I prefer to keep it. But if I had to say someone to go down, I would like the warrior to go down for more experience for the rest of the party.
Yeah, I agree with that. Sometimes usually if the warrior dies in this fight, I'll just leave him dead until I take care of a lot of the fetch quests and actually get all the way back to Canaria, like right before I'm going to turn in the nitro powder in this version to open up the canal. Because, I mean, you don't really need him. The next dungeon that we're going to be going into is Earth Cave, and at the end of Earth Cave, he's going to be petrified, so don't really need him to do much from here on out.
Unfortunate reset over here for Rhokubee. A little bit of difficulty over here at Pisco's.
Yeah, Hob finally able to get through Astos. Ooh. Monk taking a lot of damage on Rhokubee's screen.
Really focused him there. Made it through.
I wasn't able to see. Does he still have his Phoenix down, or?
I'm not too sure. I missed that one. I don't. Still has it. Still has it.
All right, still has it. So he can revive the monk, get the monk back up, and hopefully help out during the Astos fight. Got to make sure he actually gets out of here, though.
A good call in defense. And it played out well because both gargoyles focusing on the monk there. Without defense, yep, that would have been a KO for the monk. Not healing, so it's possible that Rhokubee is out of potions.
Hob got his other black mage up. Gonna head over to Matoya, go pick up the... Gonna drop off the glass eye and get the jolt tonic. Picking a bunch of fights along the way. At this point, double Thundara, so pretty easy to take out the encounters that he runs into.
It definitely makes it a smoother sail out there because you got, you can use up all your thunders that you have on Thundaras on one of them, then use your other, just makes your way through there pretty safe.
So Lukey pointing out in chat, Nashlax kept the fighter dead from the Pisco Demon until the 3rd floor of Earth Cave today. That's impressive. That is a lot of extra experience for his other 2 characters, all at the cost of, the 500 gold for the Phoenix down. Not something I've ever thought of, but yeah, not a bad idea there.
Definitely just goes to show for Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster the different types of opportunities and options for people to choose, and it shows to be working for a lot of these other runners as well. And it shows how useless pretty much the warrior is besides the very, very, very beginning of the game. Just keeping them dead the whole time, that's extra experience for the party. And or keeping them up and having them help out with the fleas. many different ways of going about it.
Mhm. Yeah, this run in particular has a lot of different ways that you can handle the run there. So many different options of ways to go, and still end up with like a really good time. That's one thing that I appreciate. The tournament itself, just seeing all these different runners do slightly different things in each of the runs that we've been able to see.
Yeah, I will say it's nice seeing two different styles, two different runners going at it head-to-head here on SpeedGaming, and especially a newer runner like such as myself. It's nice to see, instead of just watching one person, checking out their video or hopping on speedrun.com and watching the leaderboards. We get to see two different people head-to-head right here, look at the different strategies and pick and choose. And I will say every race here, I'm learning something new. It's like, oh wow, I never thought of that. Oh wow, it's really cool to see this. Never even thought about keeping the warrior dead, or the cottages right before Ossus to be safe like Rhokubee did. It's really nice to see.
Yeah, Rhokubee into the Astos fight. Unfortunately, the Astos Fyra took out one of his black mages. He does have 2 tempers up on the monk, and the other Fyra will take out everybody but the fighter.
3 Fyras back to back. Hate to see it.
That's rough. That's rough. That's another thing that's different from basically all of the other versions. All of the other versions, the enemies that you run into, they have a set script. So the first thing that Astos will do is, he has like X% chance to do a physical attack. Or he will cast Rub in the NES version and Death in the other version, which is a 1-target kill. In this version, it is random, completely random, what he can do on every turn. So this is like the first time that you see it actually being like a kind of a problem, but it's definitely not the last, as it becomes a much more of a problem when you run into Lich, and then through the other boss fights, and then especially once you get to Chaos, where at any moment Chaos can just break out the flare, just double flare you down, and that's the end of your good attempt there. So
yeah, if I'm not mistaken, there is a percentage of chances for each spell to go off, but yeah, you can get that 1%, 1%, 1% each time, just back to back, correct?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So it's just a percentage chance of what he's going to do on each turn, and the previous turn doesn't impact what the current, what the result is of the current turn, right? So it's like I said, Lich 2, the Lich in Temple of Fiends can just hit you with back-to-back flares and take you out. Chaos can do like 3 hastes in a row. There's been I've seen at least a few races where he's done back-to-back hastes, or he can hit you with like a cyclone and then something else, and then hit you with the cyclone once again.
We do have a question in chat here. Would you be able to help assist with this? For people that only played the original, does flare equal nuke?
Yep. Yeah, so flare, so nuke got renamed to flare. I forget in which version, but eventually it did get renamed to flare. So this version definitely definitely calls it flare.
So another thing mentioned in chat as well is that your white mage or anybody else can actually have more HP than your monk or your warrior. I would say that this game is just definitely RNG. That's the theme. The fights, all the way to the leveling. So to specifically dive into like HP, we've seen some racers. I believe it was Nash or Shane. Someone had their black mage have way more health than their warrior. Very early on. So when you level up, you have a percentage of getting a chance of getting some HP. It could be a low roll, could be a high roll, and as these levels progress, some of your quote-unquote weaker party members can end up being holding it down, tanking it up for your team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there are specific levels around HP where each of the different character types will always get like a strong HP level up. For the Black Mages, it's level 4 is the big one. That's why you're kind of hoping to actually get like 3 decent encounters on the way to Provoca, because if you do, by the time you arrive at Provoca, the Black Mages will be level 4, so they're guaranteed to have around 50 HP. And then for the other level ups, say from 1 to 2 or 2 to 3, the Black Mage has like a 1 out of 4 chance to get a strong level up on those level ups there. So you're kind of hoping to actually get like as many of those strong, bonus strong HP level ups as much as possible in this game.
Of course, the more health that you get, the safer that you'll be throughout these fights. As you can tell, like with the sharks here and piscos and all these other enemies that we're going to see along the way, they can hit pretty hard. So the more health, the better. The more intelligence you get for your Black Mages, the better. It really helps snowball your way through the game.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a bit of a problem that I ran into the other day on Wednesday during my race. By the time I hit Astos, my Black Mages had not gotten any bonus HP level ups. So I hit Astos and they're both around 80 HP. So that's not enough for the fight with Astos. Like he can easily one-shot that level of HP on the Black Mages with, his Fire or Thundara spell. And yeah, that happened to me a lot.
Yeah, as the game progresses, you want to keep an eye out for these racers' HPs and the leveling that we're getting to certain fights, because you're going to want to reach a certain level to unlock a certain amount of charges for your spells. You're going to want to be able to reach this kind of like an HP threshold for where we're at. So if you want to talk along big picture type things, you kind of want to have your mages into the mid to high 200s. To anything higher than that would be great, of course, but your monk in the 300s for chaos. But that's way later in the fight, just kind of like an idea to keep an eye out when you see these racers' health.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so it is way later in the fight, but the weird part is because it's so important, I actually start worrying about it like immediately. It's like, please just give me as many strong HP level ups as quickly as possible, just so I can kind of relax about it. But oof.
Yeah, I was kind of hesitant on bringing it up, but then again, it's like, yeah, I immediately worry about it. And for anybody curious about why we're even talking about it or bringing it up, is because it's so important early, mid, and especially late game to meet these thresholds. And you really hope for the best here for these racers to get exactly the amount that they need.
Alright, so Hab has turned in the nitro powder. He's gotten the canal opened up, went into Melmond, picked up the Fire 3 spell. He has all of his items that he picked up in Canaria, so it looked like he still has a couple cottages. He's got a bunch of tents. He's got antidotes, some extra potions there. Alright.
Pretty much the goal here is to stock up for Earth Cave.
Yeah, so you can see Rhokubee like taking a lot of the fights, and earlier Hab was taking a lot of the fights just to make sure that they could have enough money to buy all of the goods that they need to get through Earth Cave. So Hab has about 40 potions, which is not bad. I should be able to get him through this.
One of the bigger reasons why we're focusing on Earth Cave is like a big area in the game here, because we go through it like 3 times. What we're going to see here with Hab is making their way through Earth Cave to go fight Vampire to gain a ruby that we need to get through a certain area, and we'll get to that point a little bit later on. But then you're going to go back through it again, and then you're going to have to leave and then come back again. So you definitely want to be prepared for Earth Cave.
Yep. Yeah, a couple dives down into Earth Cave, 2 separate dives. One retreat after you get all the way down to floor 3 there. And Melmond doesn't have an item shop either. So if you are low on items, you have to go all the way back to Canaria in order to go pick those up. So you don't really have a choice. It's just stop in Canaria, buy everything that you can afford, and then finally do your dive. Hab going to pick up the Coral Sword for the fighter. You can sell that later on for like 4,000? 4,000 gold?
I believe so.
Yeah, so it pays decently well. I also do like to pick it up so it gives the fighter a bit extra damage. On this floor in particular, you've already seen Hab run into it a few times. You can run into giants and the Minotaurs, or the Hill Gigas and the Minotaurs, and I like having the fighter with the stronger weapon on there, be able to help out in those fights a little bit more and save the spell charges on my mages.
Yeah, as we go on to the next floors, we're looking for some birds, also known as chirp birds in the community. But like we want to get petrified. We want the warrior and the monk to be petrified. The beautiful thing is they will not take any damage per se, and they're still technically not KO'd, so they still get experience, and they just become the ultimate tanks for us moving forward. But unfortunately, if they don't get petrified, and you do have that Coral Sword to be helping out, doing some extra damage, helping out fleeing a little bit if you need to. Me personally, I've started taking some of the red oozes. I forget the exact name off the top of my head, but the Coral Sword does nice damage if you want to save up on some of your ethers.
Yeah, that was something that I think the first person I saw do that was Shigaloo, actually. Yeah, and that was a bit of a surprise to me. But yeah, so you can take out the red oozes with a punch from the monk and the Coral Sword hit from the fighter there. So that's pretty good.
They're actually pretty weak.
Yeah, they're not
pretty resistant
strong.
against, right?
They resist thunder in particular, which is why you don't really want to bother using a Thundara charge, because you got to use 2 in order to take them out. They are weak to fire, though, so some people, like myself, pick up the level 2 fire charge, Fyra. So when I run into them and I'm playing, I will usually just drop a Fyra on them.
And that's a nice little variety of change, because me personally, I don't get the Fyra. So say I'm running through this and I run into these oozes and I'm just stuck. I don't have that Fyra or the Fyra. So I'm here stuck having to bonk them. Oh, we got some birds over here for Hob. Good petrifications. We're going to want to hurry up and AoE and get out of there before anybody else gets petrified. But that was a quick turnaround for Hob. Well played.
That was really quick. He actually got ambushed and they took him out in the very first turn. They were able to petrify both of the 2 characters that he wanted petrified. So that's pretty amazing. I'm pretty sure last time I saw his menu, he does have extra gold needles, so he can unpetrify if one of his mages does end up getting petrified. But
okay, safe.
Always good to get in and out as quickly as possible.
Getting ready. Got the Fire charges. We're looking at 2 Fire on Vampire here, and it should be done.
Yeah, the only worry for me with this fight is the Vampire can petrify you if he punches you, and he does have a pretty strong attack, so his weaker Black Mage there could be one-shot by the Vampire. The stronger one, probably not going to happen, but obviously if he gets crit, the Vampire can take him out. That's pretty rare, so usually it just ends up as you see Hob just had a very quick fight with just 2 Faraga charges, and that's it.
I will say I didn't know about the petrification part of it. I've just been always weak enough just to get popped in the face and done, and that's it. I'm usually KO'd. So.
Oh wait, yeah, not petrified, paralyzed. That's right.
Paralyzed. Oh, okay.
Yeah, paralyzed. Yeah, so he does have stun touch on his attacks, so that can cause some problems there. But yeah,
made it through unscathed against any more petrification. Still in this, we're 43 minutes in, and we're still hoping for these ogres. So it's always nice to see them pop up. Still good experience, good gil. We're actually looking for the big one. I believe there's 7 that usually show up.
Yeah, I think he ran into that a bit earlier. It's he ran into 4 ogre chiefs and 3 regular ogres. So at this stage, a Faraga can take out the regular ogres, but you're still gonna need 2 spells in order to take out the ogre chiefs.
Yeah, I usually use a good old fire gun and Thundara to finish it up. Rhokubee over here making their way into Melman. Gonna use the inn. Get all their charges back, HP. Definitely a route, more safer.
Had getting the money, getting the mummy battle there. That's actually pretty good money at this stage. They give 300 gold, which is pretty good. And then getting the double troll with the bull. This is another fight that actually pays pretty well for this point in the game. Gotta take 2 spells in order to take it down, but experience-wise and gold-wise, that's a pretty good fight.
Might have to keep that into account. I usually run from them.
We got the Faraga. The Faraga can take out the trolls with 1 shot. The bull, you will need like another attack. But generally, I think you can even use a regular thunder charge on that, so it's not really that bad.
Hillgigus is on the other hand. I usually still run from them.
Yeah, at this stage, with the 2 melee characters petrified, yeah, I prefer to run away from that fight too. I don't really like wasting the resources on it. If I get 2 of them, I might take it. Kind of depends on where I'm at, like experience-wise, or even ether-wise, or you know where I'm standing. But yeah, it's not my favorite fight at this stage.
Well, also a lot of the racers nowadays are also using the auto battle as well. So I've been a victim of this, is just happening to misclicking or forgetting to turn it off and getting into a run, getting into some turns. It could have happened to Hob, or might have wanted it. And here we are with some lesser tigers. These are very important for the race as well. They have a very small chance to drop X potions, which will save us some time more towards the end. Unfortunately, didn't work this time around for Hob, but there is definitely more along the route here.
Yep, he should have plenty of opportunity to get some more lesser tigers, and even later on around on-rack, you can also run into them as well, although they bring the saber-toothed tigers with them as well, so still very easy fight at that point in the game, and you can just take them out with like a Blizzaga charge.
Unfortunate that the saber-tooths don't give any.
Say what?
Oh, I said it's very unfortunate that the saber-tooths don't give any X potion drops as well. It's just the lesser tigers.
Yeah, that would be nice too, especially because the saber-tooth and the lesser tiger fight has, you know, usually more than 2 in it. And at this stage, these lesser tiger fights, I'd say more often than not have 2, only 2 lesser tigers in it. Sometimes you will see the 3rd one though.
Rhokubee has gotten quite a bit of ogres throughout the run so far, so it's very nice to see the encounter rate happening for Roku. Hopefully a good turnout with these petrifications.
Nice. Able to get through that. HP on Rhokubee's mages is looking really good. Like, he's not level 15 yet, and he's already at 133 and 147 for his 2 mages, so pretty good shape. One of Hobbs is already up to 151. The other one's still about 120.
Yeah, it just goes to show with the RNG that happens with your level ups, the HP can go any way. Hobbs quite a bit ahead, and especially with the levels as well, and still very, very close when it comes to the HP.
Rhokubee picking up the money chest. Hob also picked that up. It's about 3,000 gold or so. A little bit extra money, give you some more money to buy the Thundaga and the Thundaga charges in Crescent Lake, as well as get a bunch of items.
I'm choosing to use the cottage onto the moving into the third round of Earth Cave. Not a bad call. Safe, gets all your charges back up and full health. So it should be a good run.
Yep, that restores all of your spell charges, which is really fantastic for this stage of the game. And yeah, like you said, gives you full health as well. So
it hurts me. It hurts me though, financially. Like the cottages are at 1,000 gil. That's so you know how many potions that is. Yeah, that's some ethers. But the cost of just using it as well kind of balances. But
Yeah, it's like 8 ethers and I don't know how many potions. Like a decent amount of potions though, and yeah, you're just chewing all that up by using it. Yeah, I tend to hold on to one cottage so that I can use it right before the second dive into Earth Cave.
definitely not a bad call for Hob. I mean, it just goes back to show there's different strategies, and so it definitely wasn't a bad move. It's definitely a move that you can use. Unfortunately, Roku having some difficulty here with Vampire. Oh, came through good, but at the cost of Black Mage.
Yeah, so we lost the Black Mage and the fighter in that one. I think he definitely has Phoenix down, so he was trying to use the Phoenix down on the Black Mage, get the Black Mage back up. But unfortunately, it looks like Rhokubee hasn't actually run into the Jerkbirds yet, so both of his melee characters still not petrified yet.
Looks like we're gonna get a runner high five coming up here soon. Question in chat here about Hob must kill Chaos with only 2 Black Mages. Yes and no. At that stage of the game for Chaos, the Black Mages are more of a support role for our monk. So it's mainly the monk is going to be going through and taking out Chaos with the support of the Black Mages.
Yeah, so once we hit definitely the first Tiamat fight at the very least, we'll have the Black Mage or the monk unpetrified, and at that point you'll just use the monk to rip through all of the remaining bosses. Just speed drink, haste, temper, or not speed drink. Yeah, haste, temper, giant's gloves, and just keep buffing him up until he's strong enough to punch his way through the enemies there. So. Yeah, and as Lukey points out, petrified characters continue to gain full experience. Which another difference between this version and the previous versions. Looks like Rhokubee is actually trying to force an encounter with the cockatrices. Looks like he's kind of dancing around here. Hoping to get the cockatrices before he even leaves the Earth Cave.
It could be due to a money issue. Probably saving up. As in, there is multiple encounters that you'll be able to get later on for the petrification. Chooses to go that route. I believe we have Ice Cave as well. They come in. And,
yeah, definitely Ice Cave. The top floor there is a very common encounter with cockatrices and mummies. So that is a place where the character can get petrified. I had a run recently where I made it actually all the way through Ice Cave, and my monk had still not been petrified. There's some weird circumstances around that, which basically was because I had 2 extra gold needles that I brought with me into the Earth Cave, and I had to use them both because in the fight with the cockatrices, each of my mages was petrified once. And finally, I think the final cockatrice just ran away. So my monk was still unpetrified and managed to stay that way all the way through the ice cave. And then at that point, I just dove back in. I was like, all right, this time I'm just gonna hold here until the cockatrice actually petrifies him.
That's such a rare situation too, like for to be that far in and not to get that petrification.
Yeah, definitely. Floors 3 and 4 of the Earth Cave, pretty common to actually run into those jerk birds. And even the top floor of Ice Cave, pretty common to run into them there too. So to make it through all of those areas without running into the jerk birds more than a single time that I did was very uncommon.
Question in chat, by Lordy, do they do random party? I would say no. They don't exactly do a random party, as in there is multiple different parties you can choose. We see both the runners here today using the more riskier party composition of 2 black mages, but you can do a black mage and a red mage, or a black mage and a white mage, and it's a little bit more safer accordingly, but personal preference.
Yeah, the black mage is able to leverage their spells. Helps you rip through a lot of the enemies very quickly and turn a lot of encounters into, basically one and done, which is really great. Hob into the Lich fight, got the Blizzara, unfortunately, and yeah, there you go. Lich following up the Blizzara with the Fyra. His mages are up around 150 HP, so that's really good with the Blizzara, because that Blizzara from Lich hits a little bit harder than the Fyra. So, if his weaker mage was still down around 120, there's a chance that it would be one shot. So, nice to have him up at that level. But this fight itself, pretty simple. Just chuck 6 Faragas, and it looks like one of the mages for Hob has gotten the level 30 intelligence, so he's doing 274 with the Faraga charge. So this will only be six attacks for Hob to be able to take him out.
Decent rolls also for the second black mage. But then Lich deciding, nope, not yet, not today. You might throw in those Faragas, but it's still up to Lich if it's going to be kind enough to use AoEs or not, and turned out bad for Hob.
It was such a nice fight up until then, too. And it just goes to show how quickly these boss fights can turn around.
It looked like it was just one more turn and would have worked out, but that high roll on the Blizzara, you hate to see it.
Haste on Lich, not really something that you're worried about here. If he's doing a physical, I don't really think he's going to be able to take out the mages.
Buffs and debuffs is what you're looking forward to. Yeah, the AoEs, that's where it'll get you.
Yeah, like he did the slow. It's like, okay, slow really only affects melee characters at this and at this stage you're using his magic. So there you go. That was a much better fight.
We were very focused on Hob's fight up against Lich. It was a very good fight. In the meantime, though, Roku had like 3 lesser tiger battles that whole time for Hob. Well, unfortunately, I didn't see if any X potions came out, but
yeah, he
still
just hopped into the inventory right there. I didn't see any X potions in his inventory.
Oh, okay.
So I think
the overworld encounters for Roku has just been phenomenal.
Yeah, lots of ogres, lots of chances at the X potion with the lesser tigers.
Buccaneers back in the beginning there with on the high seas, like those are the type of encounters that you want to see throughout the fights, throughout the race.
Yeah, definitely. Good encounters there. Pick up quick experience, and yeah, even if they take a little bit longer, the ogres take a little bit longer. All right, so does Hob pick up the 2 silver armlets right now? As for me, I usually will pick up the 2 silver armlets and put them on the black mages. I do like them having a little bit of extra defense before I head into Ice Cave.
Was that 1 or 2?
That is 2. So he picked up 2 of them. There you go. He's put them on, and he's also taken off all of the items from the fighter. So the coral sword, whatever armor he has on, either chainmail or iron armor, he'll sell them in the next town. Just use all of that money to buy additional resources to get through Ice Cave.
That's not a bad call to do. Me personally, I don't. I wait and get over to Crescent Lake and spend all my money over there. It's definitely a safer bet to grab them now. I usually pick them up a little bit later on.
Yep. Yeah, we got to come back to Melmont later on to get the Rosetta Stone translated. And if you take the right path, you walk right by the armor shop. So it's really easy just to pop in there. And at that point in the game, you have basically nothing else that you need to buy. So you're in pretty good shape money-wise. You've already been through Sea Shrine. Lots of the enemies in Sea Shrine pay really well. It's a pretty big dungeon itself, so you do get a lot of money as well. And, yeah, so at that point, just dropping the 8,000 on the 2 silver armlets, not really a big deal.
Now, to me personally, I would say those 4 Onkegs are pretty rare in this area, or not for Hobbs' case, clearly here. But, oh man, they can hit pretty hard as well. And you want to use a good Fire Raga Thundara deal on them. Good experience, good gil.
Yeah, the experience on them is the best in this area at this point in time. Right? Because all 4 of them give like 47... Yeah, like basically almost 4,800 experience, and
yes,
that is a lot of experience to be getting at this point. So definitely a fight that I look for in this walk over to Crescent Lake.
Looks like Roku is still holding strong, trying to get these petrifications. Does not really want to move on without them. Trying their best to go for it. It's usually being forced to continue on. It's just not working in Roku's favor right now. It's like, do you go through with it? Is it worth the time loss to sit here and wait for it? Cost management, how's your potions? Because unfortunately, Roku has had to use quite a bit of the potions as they are still taking damage.
Yeah, the amount of strain that the inability to find the cockatrices is putting on his resources is getting pretty tight here. So he's definitely kind of using a lot more potions than he wants to be using, and I'm going to take some extra fights here. He's running from him now, but if he does take him, like, he's just going to eat through his ethers as well to get back the spell charges, and I don't really think he has that many ethers left, so it'd be good to hold on to whatever he has. Right, well, he has 16 ethers, so he's doing okay in his ether wise. But he's going to want to make sure he has at least 6 before he gets into the Lich battle. Just guarantee that he has the full complement of Faraga spells.
That is paramount. Yeah, you cannot go into there without that. Either just make sure you have enough those Fire Raga charges to get through Lich, unless Lich is super kind. There we go. Happy for Roku to get it. There's 1. There's 2. The game is giving him a breather.
Finally. Finally giving him a bit of a break.
Just imagine Roku right now just finally. Like, just nice bit of a motivation there and ready to press forward.
I'm sure he wishes he had been able to see that earlier, but...
Oh, now you're just teasing them. Now they're showing up. Two back to back. Don't do it. Don't do it to him. Don't do a third one. Don't do this. Okay. All right.
All right. Swapped over to the Pisco Demons there. Yeah, he is running away from them. I mean, the Pisco Demons hit really hard. I don't, it's just...
I would do more of a Fleet Thundara deal here because, yeah, they just one will get you through there. But then again, how many Aethers do we got? What's your 16? So, yeah, it's definitely like resource management, the damage that you're taking, because that flea RNG can be tricky sometimes. Ooh, into an ambush.
That was his last Phoenix down as well. So he's really got to hope that the remaining encounters in the Earth Cave here are kind, so he can make sure he gets through it. And he keeps running into the Pisco Demons, which
This
is
is
so
back
much
to
damage.
back to back.
Ooh. Yeah, he
Oh
doesn't
no!
have
Did he
a
quick
Phoenix.
save after his petrifications? Okay. Oh, out of yep, out of Phoenix Downs. Had no choice.
Yeah.
I believe
All right,
the
so he does have the
autosave.
quick. Yeah, so he does have the autosave with the petrification.
Okay,
But now he's at the
okay.
beginning of floor.
Here the cockatrices has come back out, just out of the woodworks, hiding and hiding. And now the petrifications are out. Now they show back up. Just rude.
It is very rude. Bad timing. You really wish they would have been kinder about that. Man. Meanwhile, Hob working his way through Ice Cave. He did run into the 7 Pisco Demon fight. And at this point, because he has a lot higher intelligence on his mages, single Thundara guaranteed kill on them. Now he's running into the Ice Gigas. This is another encounter that in the other versions is unrunnable. So PSP, GBA version, don't really want to run into it. This one you can run away from it. If it has the puppies, I usually will take it, but if it's the single Ice Gigas, because it takes 2 spells at this point, I usually just try to run away.
That's right. You mentioned before. Like, look at these. Look at these, and it's happening again for Roku. Pisco demons, and before they were unrunnable, you couldn't flee from them, correct?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, all the other versions you can't run away
all
from.
these unskippable, unrunnable fights. Oh, couldn't imagine.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it makes the PSP and the GBA versions something very special. Like especially the
Not only with
GBA.
the Piscos.
GBA has a really quick, quick reload, quick save, and yeah. So in that one, you're basically taking like 5 or 6 steps in the Earth Cave for floor 4 and the top floor Ice Cave. 5 or 6 steps, save. 5 or 6 steps, save. You get the Pisco Demons like, all right, reload. Let's try this again. Hopefully a different encounter next time.
Yeah, Pisco demons and hill gigases, unrunnable so far.
The Ice Gigas is unrunnable. The Hill Gigas, I think, yeah, you can run.
Sorry,
from that.
yeah, ice. Yes. Well, luckily that's not a thing here on this one. This is my first one that I ran, so this is all I know. It's just interesting to hear the differences.
Alright, Hob running
so
into the
far.
Dark Wizard fight. So, the point about the Dark Wizard fight, they have Faraga, which hits really hard there. And yeah, if you get 2 of the wizards there using the Faraga, like you are going down. Kind of similar to the Ice Dragon fight in the Ice Cave, where if you get 2 of them, they both use Ice Storm, you're probably going to die. So.
So far, so smooth for Hob over here, making their way through. On the left side here, Rhokubee getting over to Lich. Been doing his best to keep up with the resources and making sure you have the charges. Got all 6 charges and ready to go. The Fire Agas are up and running.
Alright, looks like one of his mages has the strong level ups on his intelligence, so doing a bit extra damage there, up above 250. Alright, come on. The other mage outspeeds Lich here. Alright, it was just hold. Yep, and that'll be...
That's it.
For
nice.
Hob, meanwhile, fighting the Eye. Eye is just a single battle. No trap tile. Again, all of the other versions, this is an actual tile that you can take as many times as possible, as you want. To the point that in the PSP version, you actually take that Eye fight a dozen times or so, just to get experience on your two mages. Just go back and forth, on and off the tile, and due to some glitch, you can one-shot the Eye with a knife with your mages. So it's actually really quick and easy.
So the goal would just be to hurry up and get over there, get that's your grind spot, and just keep on going after it to get where you need to be to press forward.
Yep. Works out really well, too, in the PSP version. Yeah. But yeah, in this one...
Like that too well.
Yeah, in this one, they got rid of the trap tiles. So now it's like when you're opening up like a chest that should have a trap tile before it, the chest itself is the thing that actually has the monster. So. Right, Hob just a little bit more on the final floor here. And he is almost out. This will be his last encounter.
Rhokubee did some involuntary grinding, I would say, in Earth Cave there, but I would still say the black mages are looking pretty good, health-wise.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they had pretty good health. They were each able to live through the Blizzara from Lich as well, so that was really nice. Hob has made it out of the ice cave, gonna go pick up his airship. And Rhokubee heading over to Crescent Lake to grab the canoe and then onto the ice cave.
Speaking of the differences of the versions as well, if I'm not mistaken, here in the river, there used to be sections for these different encounters, right? Some used to be stronger in one quarter of the area and not. And I believe in this game, they just decided to say, nope, mix it all up. RNG is RNG. You're going to get the encounters that you get, and good luck with the white crocs and everything else.
Yep. Yeah, so that's something, if you've watched a run where Shanezel has been on the commentary, like that's something that Shanezel I've heard him point out. And yeah, so the original game, there was basically like a southern region and a northern region, and the river sections in the southern and northern regions were different, so the monsters that were in them. So the southern region where we're at now, the monsters are a little bit weaker. You wouldn't be able to see the white crocs, but yeah, it's this version of the game. It's just one giant pool of enemies for any river region. So that's why you start seeing the white crocs over here. Makes it a little bit hairy, a little bit sketchy getting to the ice cave. I feel like on the way out, you're high enough level that it's not really a problem, but white crocs, when they hit your mages, they can hit them really hard.
Definitely something to look out for. We see Hob here and the game teasing everybody, saying like, oh, by the way, the airship landed on sand. No, you cannot. You cannot. This is the one time that it happens, and that's the only time it does that, is that you can land on sand.
Yep. From here on out, you got to find the right grass tile in order to land on it. All right, so hopping into Elfheim, is he going to pick up the haste spells now? So that is another difference that we've been finding from the runners in this tournament, is when do people buy haste? And how many casts of haste do they get? Alright, so he's picking up his haste now. Is he getting 2? Yeah, it looks like he got 2. Get the airship, land on the caravan. No, not in this version. Actually, I don't think in any of the remakes. I think it's only the NES that the airship can actually land on the caravan. I think after that, it just you have to land a little bit to the west and walk over to it.
It looks like Hob is making their way over to it, just stopping and picking up some of these chests and the X potion down in here. We do have a chance to get it from the Lesser Tigers, but if you don't get it there, as we see with Hob, this is the place to be to pick up your guaranteed X potion. We're going to need this for the final fight with for Chaos.
Yep. Yeah, let's see, is he gonna pick up the elixir here as well? Nope, just moving right along. So one of the other caves there has a elixir as well. So I think for the tournament, I've been one of the people who has been picking up both the X potion and the elixir from the Cardia Isles, as well as the elixir in the room with the Phantom. But if I was going for like a PB run, I would skip one of the Cardia Isles and just roll the dice on Chaos.
Pretty much, yeah. Let those Lesser Tigers decide my fate there. If I get anything extra, thank you. I appreciate it. If not, I'll go ahead and stop at that island for my X potion and carry on about my day.
Yeah. Good place to pick up extra money too, and I like to put that towards the protect rings that we'll be getting once we get out of the waterfall here.
Some decent
there's a
fights
lot
in
of
here.
shopping. A lot of shopping that's coming up after he gets out of the waterfall. So, extra money is pretty good.
Yep, most likely after the waterfall, going to stop over to the caravan, pick up the ferry, and then pick up some very important items, which we'll see in a little bit. The giant tonic and the speed drinks. Very helpful later on.
Yeah, definitely a couple must-have items for the final fight.
Rhokubee taking a safer route, hitting up the tent, getting some charges back, so they're good to go for the Ice Cave.
There you go, running into cockatrices again. They showed up late, but now they're not stopping to show up.
It's disrespectful at this point, this game. Oh, man.
They are kind of mocking him.
Yes.
Not very nice.
Much love the Rhokubee. Tried the best. Tried their best. Stood around Earth Cave a little bit longer than they wanted to. Tried to fish for the fight. Didn't happen. Finally got it. And then they all just started to come out.
Yeah, exactly. Ever since then, it's just been like one fight after another with the cockatrices showing up.
It's like Grand Theft Auto. You're driving around, you're looking around for that specific car that you want, and then once you get it and you're driving off to your mission, and there's 5 of them on the same road on your way.
Alright, so Hob picking up the cube, which will let him get into the Flying Fortress. Also grabbing the ribbon. I didn't see which mage he put the ribbon on. But...
I actually don't think that Hob put the ribbon on yet.
Interesting. I usually put that on as quickly as possible, just to make sure I don't forget.
Or I could have missed it.
Yeah. But yeah, the ribbon, there are only 3 in the game, which is why it actually makes it pretty nice that one of your characters can just be petrified the entire game, because then you don't have to worry about the protections on that one character. The ribbon itself makes you resistant to all elements, which makes it so that you take a lot less damage from some of the attacks that we'll see that are like fire-based or thunder-based or ice-based, and it also makes you resistant to a particular spell that Chaos can use, and also a Sandworm can use. Although it's not very likely that we'll see a Sandworm in this game. But, yeah, they can use Earthquake, which is a one-shot kill. So, with the ribbon on, you are protected against that.
Oh my goodness, chat. Yes. Oh man, I would. So, imagine selling. There's only 3 ribbons in the game, and then you happen to sell one on accident, and oh, yeah, never again.
Yep. Did you get good money for it, Pookie?
And how much do they sell for?
Yes.
I've never hoped to find out in the game, but yeah, since we're here. Sells for 1.
One kill.
Oh man, insult to injury.
I mean, at the very least, the game could give you like 50 grand for it, you know? Just like, oh, wow, ribbon. Yeah, all right, great. But no, just teasing you at that point.
At least let me buy something else to make up for it. Nothing.
Yeah.
Here we are with Hob making their way over to the caravan, picking up the good stuff that I mentioned quite early. So, I feel like another reference to Zelda as well. We're picking up a bottle with a fairy in it. Picking up some speed drinks and some giant tonics. Giant tonics are very helpful as we're gonna need those. They increase your maximum HP for that fight. And then the speed drinks if we need some extra, well, speed.
Yeah, speed in this game, you know, with like the speed drinks and the haste spell is a little bit different than later Final Fantasies, right? Like in Final Fantasy IV, if you cast haste on someone, it means that basically their ATB fills up a lot faster. And I'm pretty sure like basically all of the Final Fantasies after Final Fantasy IV for certain. The earlier versions, though, haste and the speed drinks that you see in this, they increase the number of hits that a character will get. So, definitely really important later on the Chaos fight as you turn your 20 hits from the Black Belt, a hasted Black Belt or Monk, into 32. So getting a lot of extra hits in on Chaos, which means a lot more damage.
And there's your basic strength stat to where like 1 punch will do a significant amount of damage, and with the increase of speed and the haste, you're getting those same punches just 10 more times.
Yeah.
Getting punched significantly more often, so the increase in damage is very good for us.
All right, so Lukey pointed out, and thanks for pointing that out, Lukey. Rhokubee did not pick up the Levistone after beating the Eye. So he basically had to take another trip around. He's back into the Eye fight. Yeah, once you reload the screen, you do get these type of fights back. So now he does pick up the Levistone, and he'll be able to get out of here. But yeah, that's a bit of a time loss there. Not something that you really want to see. But you don't have a lot of room in that tiny little area there, right in front of the Levistones, and it's pretty easy just to walk away without picking it up, or just even moving your controller in the wrong spot, moving the wrong direction, and just taking off without picking up the Levistone. So yeah, I had to take the trip back in to go grab it before he's able to head out.
Slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
All right, here
Yeah,
comes
Hob making their way over to Sea Shrine.
Talking to the spooky ghost mermaid, as she is so spooky. She just fades away into the air.
Isn't that like the first time in the game that just does something like that? It's just like everything's kind of normalish, whatnot. Then you just got your NPC just decides to just start floating away all mysteriously.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the first time that shows up, and I'm pretty sure the game expects you to go into Amrak, into the Sea Shrine, before you actually go into the waterfall. And then, you know, like, if you're not familiar with the game, it's kind of another shock there, where you get into the waterfall, and all of a sudden, there's a robot And the robot, like, you have to talk to a robot. And it's just like, I've been running around this entire game, fighting all these legendary monsters, and then all of a sudden here's a robot? It's a bit jarring. I played the game so often that I don't really think about it too much, but every once in a while it's just like, oh yeah, that's right, yeah, there's robots in this game. A little weird.
There'll be one specific robot that we'll be looking forward to later on in the game. We'll see if they decide to show up.
I mean, commentators and runners, definitely looking forward to it. Commentators and viewers, maybe not so much the runners. I think they would prefer not to see the robot, but...
It's a race, come on. Drop the PBs, let's see some action. Let's see some more mech.
Let's see our war mech buddy. Let's see our
I want blood.
Death machine.
We just want blood and winners.
I just want to be entertained.
Make a RoboCop. Got the Hob over here picking up the diamond armlet and making their way around to grab our second ribbon of the game.
Oh, this is the Rosetta Stone? I think the ribbon comes the floor before...
Ah, yes! Dragon. Way ahead of myself. Thank you.
Yeah, the Sea Shrine dungeon itself is a little bit weird because you can walk in, and when you walk in, you can go either left or right side. And in order to actually progress the game, you got to do both, right? Left side is where Kraken is the boss. You got to beat the boss in order to progress in the game, at least make it through Temple of Fiends. Be allowed to enter Temple of Fiends. And the right side has the Rosetta Stone, without which you can't get the chime, and you can't get into the final dungeon. Where Tiamat lives. So.
I will say the Rosetta Stone got me very, very strong in my beginning playthroughs of this game because I did not even realize a thing to go for the map to loop me around. You go to the very top and loop around to the other side to go get it. So I'm just running around. What do I do? Where do I go? I'm just taking every encounter and just more strong than I needed to be in that area because it took me so long. Not a smart man.
Yeah, it's kind of hiding out up there, right? And it's, if you don't know where to look for it, it's a little bit jarring to be like, oh wait, that's where it is? Because you definitely loop around from, like, through the left side of the screen, come all the way back to the right side of the screen, and yeah. But if you don't know it's actually on the mermaid floor, then yeah, if you're checking out the other previous floors, you're going to constantly be getting into encounters.
Yeah. It's going to be a long time to figure out that that's where it was.
Alright, so Rhokubee has picked up the X potion and into a fight with the Ochos here. Let's see, is he going to pick up the elixir as well? I'll be honest, I skipped the Ocho battles because I do not know what works on them. Alright, so definitely fire doesn't work.
Fire, yes, something definitely learned right there that did not work. Switch it over to Thundergo, which seemed to be the right call.
Did over 300 damage with this Thundergo charges, so... I'll make a note for myself.
Fire Dog is 80?
It was like 80. It was really bad.
Yeah. Definitely another fact.
That's why in the past I've skipped that fight, because I'm not 100% sure which one the Ocho is actually weak to. So. But Rhokubee did pick up the elixir in there as well. So when he gets down into Chaos, he will have the one X potion at least, and probably 2 elixirs, because you assume he's going to pick up the elixir in Temple of Fiends right behind the Phantom.
Yeah, right after the eye. It's just right there. It's so close. It's not out of your way, really. It's just a nice, safe pickup.
Mm-hmm. Hob into the fight with just whiz mummies.
More birds.
Yeah, more birds.
With more birds. Another opportunity if you're still not petrified at that point.
Yeah. Alright. He has picked up the Giant's Club, though. The Giant's Club itself, when you use it as an item in battle, casts Saber on the person using it. So Saber itself adds to the value, which controls the number of attacks per round, and it also adds to your strength. So definitely a really strong tool to use to buff your character up. Making heavy use of that as soon as we unpetrify the monk, which won't be for another little bit. Like he'll take Kraken without reviving his monk. He can, but in general, I don't think he will. And yeah, later on, just be making heavy use of the giant splendid.
So we got about a couple more floors to go, and Baham's making their way pretty smooth on the way out to Kraken. We're looking for a simple fight in theory. It's just get the Thundergoes up and running, and just hope for the best. We're gonna have, if I'm not mistaken, Kraken can do about 2 attacks, a physical attack on a single target, or ink, which really shouldn't affect our 2 black mages here with Riven.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the ink has an effect on melee characters, and with the mages only using magic, it's not really going to affect them. And when Kraken uses the physical attack, you're hoping he hits one of the petrified characters. Like the reason why the mages are down below is because generally in previous Final Fantasies, and we're pretty sure in this Final Fantasy as well, depending on where your character is, that determines the percentage chance of actually being hit by the enemy. So the character in the top slot, in this case the petrified fighter, has a 50% chance of being hit by the enemy, and then 25% for the monk, and then 12.5% for each of the mages. So keeping them down at the bottom makes it so highly unlikely to be hit by Kraken, but definitely possible.
And you'll see this strategy come into effect, well, it has been already, but more so as once we bring our monk back, we'll be moving our monk down to the bottom too, just to give some extra protection. So let's see how it goes for Kraken for Hob.
Yep, should be 6 Thundagas. Alright, so one of the black mages has gone down. He can bring him back. Yep.
Yep, Hob decides to take that route, bring the black mage back up so we can get that experience. These boss fights are very, very important for these guys to be alive for.
Should be one more Thundaga. Oh, there goes the other black mage.
Kraken saying no, you only get 1 mage for experience for me. That's it. Choose. Very good call though. Unfortunate turnout for Hob, but it was very smart just to do the Phoenix down, get the black mage alive, and shoot the shot. Like if you're gonna get hit, you're gonna get hit. It's gonna take up another turn. Get the damage out there. Try to finish the fight up with both of them. Unfortunately, it didn't work. Just a swap in experience, but overall done.
Yeah, pretty simple fight. Just throw a bunch of Thundagas in, and you'll be able to get through it there.
Yeah, like chat said, just Thundaga and let it ride.
Yep. Kind of similar to Lich, you just grab your Faragas and let them ride, but yeah. You can take out Carrie or Merilith the same way with the Blizzaga spell, but I think usually by then most people unpetrify the monk and just let the monk take care of it.
That is what I do. I'm curious about that Blizzaga strategy. I never knew about that.
Yeah, I was doing that for a while. I was doing that for too long. I think in retrospect, it's not fast, very fast. I think it can. Yeah, I think it ends up being slower than just having the unpetrified monk there and just punch her down.
No, I would still say it's a nice strategy. Say the monk goes down or something, throw the Blizzagas, you're not out of the fight entirely. I'm definitely gonna keep that in the back of my head.
Rhokubee
So after being forced into a corner, Hob has now learned a whole new language in a matter of seconds, and is ready to go turn that in.
Rhokubee has picked up the bottled fairy. He also sold the wizard staff and the defense sword. Some really good money for them.
Looks like, yeah, stopping in Gaia and returning all these in. Differentiations and routes, just some differences. It looks like Hob went down there to Elfine, picked up the haste. I don't believe Roku has done that yet. Mostly stopped into the islands, picked up the elixir, picked up the X potion. So, kind of like what Puerto Rico was mentioning before, is like you just have a lot of shopping, a lot of flying around to do before, and just preparations for these boss fights and the final dungeon.
Yeah, doing a bunch of prep work there. Looks like Rhokubee did pick up 2 Blizzagas there. I've seen some people in the relay or in the tournament here only picking up 1. I just picked up 2. He also picked up 2 protect rings. I tried to get 3, but I think I'm starting to see the value in only grabbing 1. But I'm gonna hold off on.
I'm 1 Blizzaga type of person as well. Yeah, I would definitely say I haven't seen much uses of it besides the water elementals and sea shrine and like some manticores that we'll see later on in the final dungeon. But yeah, I just don't see getting 2 of them personally. But it is also a safer strategy and save some ethers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You again, the same base route, and everyone does their little tweaks here and there. People picking up Fyra, other people not. People picking up 2 Blizzagas, other people not. People picking up 3 protect rings, other people picking up 2. Maybe some people even picking up 1. Hard to be sure. But, yeah, Blizzaga's good on these Chimera fights, so they can one-shot them. And also, I think pretty good on the blue dragons that are coming up.
Looking really good on health over here for a Hob side of things as well. That's what you kind of want to see there, is your monk in the 300s, your black mages into the mid 200s to 300s. So Hob is in a very, very, very good spot right now and making their way through the Mirage Tower.
Yeah, I think the last that's always around level 26, 27, I think. I think his top black mage is at level 27 after Kraken. And having almost 300 health on the mage is really good for level 27.
Yeah, Shigeru, the world record holder for Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster, actually went up against Chaos and beat at level 27. The black mage was sitting at 327 health. The black mage was at 327, the other one at 229, and the monk sitting at 349. So it's very possible just to flee from everything and fight the bosses that you have to and go for it. But just put it in perspective, that's kind of like the thresholds and above that you're looking for.
Yeah, the more HP on your mages, the better shape they'll be in.
Yes.
One of my races, I was taking a lot of fights in Temple of Fiends just because one of my mages had no HP, just constantly trying to get that HP on the mage. So, took a lot more fights than I wanted to in Temple of Fiends.
No, I definitely agree with that. If you're not at that threshold, kind of what we were seeing earlier with Roku, looking for those petrifications, it's just sometimes you got to sit back a little bit and just grind, get to the HP levels that you need for just where you kind of want everybody to be at.
Yeah, and Temple of Fiends some really good encounters in there as well. Like the 4 green dragons give 16,000 experience, which is just so much experience, man.
What's the strategy against them? What are you throwing at them to take them down quick? I usually run.
Green dragons? Single Blizzaga in Temple Fiends. You can take them out. Even with
Very
a single
nice.
one. So I'll just have both mages throw the Blizzaga, whichever one goes first. It is possible to die to them, though. If you get all four, if it's an ambush and they all use the poison gas, even with the ribbons on, poison gas does a lot of damage. You can basically rip through your entire team. So, a little bit dangerous.
Yeah, I've not had good experiences with them, so I was just like, nope, that's a run. So, no, it's definitely nice to hear the other side of things, and maybe I'll give it a whirl. Here we see Hob picking up the final ribbon. That's the third one. Luckily, nowhere near a place to sell it, so Hob's in a good spot there. I'm going to go ahead and be equipping these here shortly. And eventually, for Tiamat, and hopefully before possible War Mech, going to unpetrify the monk and twist around the order. So we'll have some nice fights in our hands soon.
Yeah, only two more floors for the final floor, which is that's where we might see the War Mech, and well, we're definitely going to see Tiamat first. Tiamat there.
So Puerto how many War Mechs have we seen in this tournament so far? I believe definitely one, possibly two, correct?
I'm not really too sure. I know one of them. I know War Mech showed up in the hype race, and I think
yes, for Rhokubee actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was me. It was myself against Rhokubee, and War Mech showed up for the hype race. You're right. I think maybe one showed up in the tournament. Then apologies. I could be mistaken, but hopefully that'll change. We can get two today.
I mean, everybody wants to see it. So,
I'm excited.
Yeah.
But I would love to see War Mech show. I want to see someone beat it. Hopefully we can see that today. Yeah. I know Chad's excited to see it. I'm excited to see it. It's a possibility. We're right here for a chance for Hob.
Possible, not very likely though. It's War Mech is really tough. You gotta hope he just sits there and punches the statue a lot. But first encounter, 5 slimes. Weak to Faraga, pretty good experience. They give about 1,100 experience each. So, not a bad fight to take. Should get
one more chance.
Yeah. Just the Dark Fighters. There's another fight that gets some pretty decent experience.
I believe, well, chat mentioned there should be a bonus for War Mech kill in the tournament, and I believe Triton said something of that nature. Yes, I believe the tournament does have something special for the winner. What it is, who knows? But there's definitely one way to find out, and War Mech liked Rhokubee, at least in the hype race, so there's an opportunity again for us to see War Mech and hopefully a War Mech kill. Something to look forward to.
Yeah. I wasn't aware that there was a prize for defeating War Mech, so now I'm going to make sure that I always have my monk unpetrified when I'm on this floor, just to give myself a shot at it.
Definitely could be wrong, but I swear I saw something in the Discord saying, I think Trenton didn't fully official and confirm it, but did say a possibility. I don't know if that was confirmed a little bit later on.
I feel like if someone gets it, they deserve like 5 gift subs at least.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. If Rhokubee takes out War Mech, I'm definitely hopping over there and going to be hooking up a dono. That's for sure. At least to follow the man. Something. It's definitely a feat to uphold, and I want to see it. Over here on the right side for Hob, though. Tiamat. I spoke too soon. I shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah, so this
was doing good without my voice.
This Tiamat fight is really rough because Tiamat has a lot of AoE attacks and they do a lot of damage. Thunderbolt does some pretty good damage. He has the poison gas as well, that does some really good damage. She can use Ice Storm, that does really good damage as well. So, you know, taking a loss to Tiamat here, not totally surprising. Like, you see Blaze doing 130 damage on his Monk. That is a decent amount of damage, so seeing a lot of people in the tournament do what Hab is doing now, where after the first turn or after a turn where they got a lot of damage, just immediately dropping a high potion onto the Monk there, just to give him a little bit better chance of staying alive. So
interesting strategy as well, keeping the Monk at the top there, as he's got a 25% chance of getting hit instead of bringing the Monk down instead. And this is also the first time we see the strategy of once the Monk is unpetrified, you see the support of the Black Mages. We're not too worried about their health. Then the Monk just goes ahead and attacks and does what we see there in taking down Tiamat.
yeah, it took 2 hits to take down Tiamat there. First one, only like 1100 damage, but the second one with like at least 2 additional tempers, maybe a third. Doing a lot more damage there, able to take out Tiamat 1 there. So that's just the power of the Monk. Lots of attacks per round. You get the strength up high enough, and yeah, it can just rip through any enemy. Really.
Thanks to Lukey in the chat confirming in the actual tournament website rules, it does say that there is bonus points for fighting Warmech. And that's very key. If you read it again, it just says for fighting Warmech. Not so much for winning, just even attempting the fight, you get bonus points.
Nice.
Gotta go for it.
Yeah, I feel like you have to go for it. Chat will definitely want to see you go for it. Alright, so Hab coming into the volcano, go take care of the 4th and final fiend. This is Merilith. I actually do Merilith 3rd, because I pick up the translation of the Rosetta Stone, and I figure that the volcano is like right there, so I'll just kind of shoot over, go knock out Merilith, and then go take out Tiamat.
Not a bad call either. A little bit of extra, you know, maybe some extra experience. You're pretty much fleeing from this whole area as well. So for anybody new or confused, the goal is to stay on the lava, as it doesn't increase your step counter. So all you do is just take some damage. You can't get into a fight in the lava. So it's the goal for the speedrunners here to stay in the lava to avoid as much fighting in this area as possible. And even if you're in a fight, it's not very good experience or Gil. Definitely not worried about Gil at this point. So you're just fleeing from everything, just trying to get through the dungeon as fast as possible, take down Merilith, and get right at it. So yeah, it's definitely a good idea to just nothing too bad to prepare for. So it's a good call too.
Yeah, not very many of these fights are actually worth anything. So, yeah, not a lot of experience here. But most people just kind of blitz right through it without taking any of the fights. Rhokubee hopping into the Kraken fight.
Same setup. We're looking for as many inks as possible because it doesn't affect Roku. And just Thundaga and let it ride. As it was eloquently said by Chet.
Alright, that's the 4th Thundaga off for Rhokubee. Just 2 more. Alright, and Kraken did the ink on turn 3, and there you go. That's it for that.
What'd you like to see?
Quick fight.
Over here on the right side for Hab, we're looking to do the same thing. Use the Black Mages to support the Monk. Get him all buffed up to get like get a couple attacks in. Should be a quick and easy fight. You're really looking out for Merilith's single target physical damage. The spells, as we can see, does double-digit damage. It's not really too much something to worry about. And as we see here, quick and easy for Hab.
Yeah, just able to take her out with one punch there. And that was after, what, like one haste, one giant's glove, and a couple tempers. So not even really like a lot of buffs on the monk, and still able to take out Aerolith.
Yeah, I believe more of a turn 3 for me. I'm throwing on a turn 2 or 3 for me. Yeah, I'm throwing on an attack. Yeah, turn 2. And yep, Hop going straight to it. No preparation, no nothing. Good to go. Ready to go for Chaos Shrine. Quick cottage and in the mix. I would like to think with Hobbs, like mentioned in chat earlier, just the HP for these black mages are phenomenal. And me personally, I would full send it. Like you're looking at a possible sub 2. I know this is more of a race and probably a little bit more safer, but Hob, I could see Hob getting a little bit greedy after it, just running straight over to Chaos.
With these HP values, that's definitely what I think most runners would do, even if it is a race. Like over 300 HP on one of his mages. Like that is amazing, and he's still gonna get into a few more fights as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's
some of them don't really pay out that much, but yeah, if he could survive like the Fiend refights, he might even have a chance to get another level up there.
Yeah, I would, if I, which he really doesn't need to, but if you had to really focus on some, I would flee from a lot, but usually some chimeras, some golems, some lava worms. That's really all I would be looking for in here. You know a little bit better than me, maybe the green dragons there. I definitely always run from them. But
4 green dragons, that's a pretty good fight. Hard for me to say no to that. The 4 chimeras is also really good too. That's another one. Sigil Blizzaga takes them out, and you're getting almost 10,000 experience out of that fight. That's a really good fight.
Well, definitely justified in Hob's situation here with the health and the possible, I would say PB for Hob here, to straight go for it.
Mm-hmm. Alright, into the Phantom or the Death Eye battle. Death Eye gives you 1 experience and 1 gold as your reward. Congratulations. This is a really rough encounter in the NES version, but I feel like all the other versions it's kind of nothing. It just doesn't really do that much damage, and can take out 1 person, but as long as you have Phoenix Downs, which you do in all of the remakes, then it's just kind of like, alright, whatever. Not really.
Yeah, considering we're in Chaos Shrine, I would think a block like that would be a little bit more threatening than what that was.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so Hob still has the Faragas on. If you're fighting the Chimeras, you definitely want to be using the Blizzagas.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like he's just trying to run away, so I guess that was just an artifact of doing the auto battle into the fight.
I didn't get a chance to see it yet, but I would like to think with these extra boss fights that you have to go through, that you should get an extra level out of this with the mandatory fights.
Yeah, I think so, as long as they can survive. Which they should be able to. Like Tiamat, I expect both my Tiamat 2, I expect both of my mages to die. Lich is kind of like, alright, does he use flare or not? But generally they will survive. Harry is.
But do we have a possibility of seeing this black mage being 300 as well? The full squad here over 300. With the HP levels and with how some leveling works, is it possible to get that 279 up to 300 at least?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I think if he gets a strong level up on the bottom mage, he will get at least 21 HP, and that would put him at 300 at least.
That would be definitely beautiful to see. Hopefully it works out for Hob. On the right side, we got Rhokubee over here going up against Marilith, beefing up the monk. Tempers. One black
Rhokubee
mage
doing what
down.
I'm doing what I do. I don't think he's gone through the Sky Castle yet. So I think he just he got the Rosetta Stone translated and then immediately came here.
Like you mentioned before, right. Get it translated and it's right there. So make a quick stopover at Marilith and then go up, right?
Yeah. So he's lost one of his mages and he still has one more dungeon to go, I believe. Alright, and Hob has rearranged his team, so he's put the monk down at the bottom.
I personally don't like to see it because I want to see that black mage get up to 300 health, but I get it. I get the strategy. Looks like they all survived. Temper's still going through. We can still get this black mage through it alive. Nice high potion to be safe, and we're looking at the hits. Does keep it for himself. And that
Nice.
Lich down. Very good play.
Excellent. Yeah,
I
if
personally
you
think he
see
just
the
sent it.
single flare, you get a little nervous, but yeah, at that point you're just hoping that you don't see the double.
I believe with the auto battle with the high potion that was on there, it went to the monk, but since it auto battled, I think it just defaulted back to the original black mage that threw it. So it kept the other one alive as well.
Yeah, auto battle with recovery items in this game is very odd, and it has been odd since the beginning, and I think it's all the Pixel remasters have had problems with it. I know one of the people who was running the Final Fantasy VI Pixel remaster would constantly complain about it because it really messed up like some of his Final Fantasy VI speedruns. But yeah, the basic idea is that if you have a character using something like a high potion, and you leave the auto battle on, and the character goes up again, you know, after doing one high potion, it will then just drop the high potion onto the character with the lowest HP, whether you want that character to actually receive the high potion or not. And it's just a little annoying. Like, you would hope that it would just keep it on the same character that you put it on.
So you would say that the intent for Hob there was to auto battle that high potion onto the monk. Once the auto battle head on again, fully expected that monk to receive yet another one, but because of the way it was set up in this game, that it just defaulted to the black mage.
Yeah, the auto battle will default the second cast of the high potion onto the character with the lowest HP. So you have to manually put it onto the character again later on if you want it on a specific character, which is annoying.
Well, no
Like I
issues
said,
here
that's for
for
all
Hob
the-
going through. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, like I said, that's for all the Pixel remasters.
Well, it goes to confirm as well with chat saying that the Final Fantasy VI speedrunners did not like the Pixel remaster for 6 as well. I guess it's a common thing throughout the Pixel remasters.
Yeah. No one really liked the Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster speedrun at all. So not too many runners of it. There's still more FF6 runners than FF5 Pixel Remaster. Still has very few runners. Hob down.
Still
one.
hoping to see that level up going on here for Hob, but nothing yet.
Yeah, and the mage who you want to see the level up on is now down. Having problems running away from these white sharks with the debuffs.
Curious why the black mage is still down. You would want that extra person up for the running. Not bad on high potions. Not seeing an issue there. Curious. You definitely want to keep as many up and running for the possibility for their turn to work for your flea, because one person's flea meets the requirements and it works, the whole party's gone. So
Yep.
yeah.
Alright, into Kraken 2. I think this time around he can use Thundara. level 2 spell. We have ribbons, so it's not really a big deal. You're always worried about the punch. Like his physical attack is still going to do a lot of damage. Other than that, same strategy as you. Haste, temper. Oh man. Kraken got the Black Mage at 279 HP. It'll be hard to get that level up. Oh, he's like 3,000 experience away from it too. Alright, into Tiamat 2 floor. Still running away from things, although this is an ambush.
Yeah, there we go. All right, yep, just see. Good to go for the flea there. Up next against Tiamat. Everything up and running. Now, there is definitely some differences going on with the parties here, but this fight is not over. Tiamat here can hold Hob back, and especially Chaos, so this is still definitely a close fight. It's not over until it's over for sure.
Tiamat taking a big chunk out of the monk there. Alright, he's going immediately into giving him the high potion.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, with the high level spells that Tiamat 2 can do, definitely want to be healing up that monk as quickly as possible. Ooh, did the double high potion. Nice, that was a really good move.
Definitely took a lesson from the last situation from the auto battle there. Just wanted to make sure that monk got the HP needed. Back to buffing, and we should see some attacks here shortly.
1,400 damage? I think the first hit only did like 500 or 600 damage, not very much. Should be able to take him out in a couple rounds. As long as Tiamat sticks with the Fires. Nope, dropping over to the poison gas, but...
Mage! Come on!
Come
Made
on,
it through,
Hob.
though.
Come on, Hob. Take one or two more fights. We want to see the 300.
Most beefiest team.
Yes. Should only be like 2 more fights. A lot of the stuff on this floor has pretty good experience. 2 whiz-vamps.
Blame him.
Yeah, alright.
Run!
Alright. Alright, so now we get into the Chaos fight. Chaos fight, I'm going to get the Giant's Tonics up onto the Monk, give him one of the full heal items, get him hasted, have the Monk do a lot of Giant's Gloves, temper him, speed drink him. Like, that's what we're going to do. The question is, what order is he going to do it in? And again, not something that I really thought about, but apparently everyone has a different order for doing this stuff. So it looks like he is going Giant's Tonic, Giant's Glove.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah, I have seen that. Alright, trying to bring back the Black Mage with the Phoenix down.
We're looking at as much single targets for Chaos to hit the Warrior for. The more chances to buff early, the better. Oh, and then the Flare.
Flare. Rough.
So you're really looking out for a Tsunami, AoE, you're looking out for Cyclone, you're looking out for especially flares, and if there is a Karaja that's going to happen, you would like for Chaos to do that in the very beginning before any damage is done, so you don't have to worry about it. Some of the things to look forward to, but yeah, you're trying to buff up your Monk as normal and just straight attack.
Oh man, Chaos cannot stop punching one of his mages. It's rough.
Another hit, really focusing on these mages will not give him a chance to support. I'm a firm believer in no mage left behind, at least not yet. Not until the supports are in. That's what you want to see right there, yep.
Oh, that was perfect. Great turn order. The 2 Giants tonics followed by the X potion. Hub already got the haste in as well, so now it's really just a matter of how many speed drinks and tempers can he get on it, and on the monk, while the monk does the basically as many Giants gloves as he can.
Good tempers, good tempers. Gloves almost ready to go. Chooses the high potion route.
Yeah, alright.
Really wants this.
Alright, there you
Really
go. Now
wants to
going with
be
the
on
elixir.
safe route.
Alright, about 4,000 damage, so it should take about 6 hits, because he's a little bit under 4,000.
Good turns, good turns. That's what you want to see. Possibly 1 or 2 more. Ooh.
Damn.
Sent it. Nice. And Hob is our winner.
Fantastic. What a
GG
great
to
round.
Hob. 2 hours, 4 minutes, 37 seconds.
Nice run. Nice job. Chaos being chaos at the end, so a little bit annoying, but he was able to get through it there. Actually, on that final battle, Chaos was pretty nice to him. Actually, he was able to get up both black mages again, and let the mages get in some additional buffs onto the monk there.
Yeah, considering all the Phoenix Downs and the high potions, really being careful of when to properly execute that elixir. It was nice to see Chaos play and let him get that opportunity to get that game back to where he wanted for the attacks.
That Chaos
We
fight
are
was
now
something.
joined by Hob. Hob, how you feeling?
Feeling terrible. Run was bullshit.
You just PB'd and you won the race, sir. You
Yeah,
cannot
it
feel
was
terrible. You gotta be. That's a
bullshit.
good one.
Your mages were at 300
into,
HP.
Yeah, I got into Astos 1 minute ahead of PB, got out 1 minute behind PB. I got into Lich 2 minutes ahead of PB, ended 1 minute behind PB. I got into Tiamat a minute ahead and ended a minute behind PB. And then through a Chaos Fright, I literally went green, red, green, red, green, red. This easily could have been 2 or 3 minutes faster. This easily could have been a sub 2 hour run if just a little bit more of the bosses would have been nice, especially in the early game.
Already analyzing and preparing for the next one. Knows you can do better.
I hate those
I would
runs.
say still a very good run, Hob.
That Chaos fight was something, though.
Very kind to you. Chaos was very kind to you. To
Not
work
a
those Phoenix
single
Downs
AoE until the point where I actually set up. Just normal attacking the black mages like crazy all the time, and then a monk,
Yes.
and then the fighter. That sure was something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chaos
worked out into
definitely
your
giving you
favor.
time to get set up, get your Giants tonics up, and even the Giants tonic X potion turn.
Yeah, that was I was not
amazing.
expecting that. I was totally expecting at that point, okay, he's gonna throw an AoE, I'm just gonna X-Pot to 500 HP, gonna waste my full heal, gonna somehow get the max up and then just have to send it with 200 HP after setup. But no, he actually behaved, and I'm very, very grateful for that.
Well, I gotta say, Hob, congratulations on that for sure. 3-0, continuing your undefeated streak. It's gotta feel
3-0,
good.
4-0.
4-0.
4-0.
Yeah, you got the
4-0.
hat trick on Sunday.
I said it before already. At this point, I'm definitely expecting a 5-0. Nothing against the rest of my group, but the only one I'm really afraid of is you, Riku. But I definitely got into the race here with Roku, and will do the same with the race with Pookie. Definitely expecting another W. So yeah, Riku, you're the one in the way, I actually have to say, unless I just get the super most horrendous run after bragging so much right now. But it seems like you're the only one in our group who can stop the sweep from me.
Yeah, we'll see. We got the race scheduled for Sunday, so that's coming up. Yeah, and will that be? That won't be it though, right? Because I think our group has 7 people. In it, so
Yeah, no,
everyone gets
I
6
as I said, I
races.
still have 2 more races. One against you and one against Pookie, Luki Pookie.
Oh, all right, cool. Yep.
Which
Nice.
apparently is already counted out. Pookie is not a threat in Hobbs' eyes in this tournament, so
I mean,
the streak is.
if we go by pure numbers, what times we've seen in this marathon before, what times we've seen on the leaderboards, this is I definitely could just I could eat those words, get stuck and get a 1 hour 20 lich fight in the end, and then just not being able to recover from that. The chances of that happening aren't hugest though, so I'm feeling confident.
I love the
confident I'm at
competition.
least-
I love
at
it.
least
The back
getting
and
the 5
forth.
points.
We'll see, man. I mean,
Definitely
you never
look-
know what can happen in a single run. You know,
Very
me
true.
the other day dying to Astos 4 times, dying to Lich 5 times. Like it can happen to anybody.
Definitely. And
Definitely
also,
looking forward to these upcoming fights.
just one small thing. Creep in chat pointed out that this might be PB. It's not might PB, it is a PB by 47 seconds for me.
PB, we got a personal best.
Yep.
Nice. Is that 2 days in a row we got someone with a PB in one of the races?
Could be.
Because Leggy,
so, yeah.
did Leggy race? Was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was yesterday.
I
And she
am
finally
actually
broke
not quite
the
sure.
2-hour mark.
Actually, not quite sure. Anyways, I'm gonna go take a quick toilet break because I've been holding it back for like half an hour already. So see you in a bit.
You got the PB. You got it. See
Nice.
the sacrifices those make for the tournament, for the race, and for their PBs.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we see Rhokubee making good progress here. Health is sitting pretty good. That's what you'd like to see, as we mentioned before, about mid 200s to 300s. So Rhokubee is still making their way, making some good progress here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, after some really early bad luck and then a little bit of a mistake in the ice cave, forgetting to pick up the levy stone, it's been a pretty solid run from Rhokubee. It's got a pretty good time going. Still taking some of these fights, hoping for a little bit extra HP on the mages.
Now, personally, I do have some love for Rhokubee. There is the fact of like a newer speedrunner in the game, just as I was getting into it. So it's really cool to see Rhokubee's progress from the very beginning, seeing the PBs on the Discord, seeing the races, getting involved in the community, and it's really cool to see the progress and the time saves going on for Roku. And I gotta say, if you're not already, please show some love over to the runners here today as well. Throw them a follow. Follow them during their progress as they're making good moves within not only this tournament but into the community.
Yeah, exactly. The tournament has been excellent to see a lot of the newer runners come in and put up really great times. Like yourself, Steve, Rhokubee, Hob, just doing some really great runs in some of these races here. It's been really fun to watch.
It's really great to see the different things. It's not just like the best of the best always going at it, and you get to see some different strategies too. We've seen some of the white mage strategy. We've seen red mage strategy. I think a double red mage strategy. Of course, the black mage strategies here, and the different routes and everything that you can do is just. It's really see the diverseness and everybody coming together and just going head to head against each other on this tournament.
Yeah, definitely very impressive. It's fun to watch. We still got plenty going on. Rhokubee into the Lich 2 fight. Hoping to avoid the flare.
So far, so good. Lich being kind. Buffs are going through smooth.
Moving over to attack mode. Alright, should be one more hit.
There it is.
Nice. But yes, Shinzel mentions in chat he hasn't gotten around to the one red, one black mage strat. Seems like every time Shinzel runs, he's doing a different strat. I've seen him use the white mage. I've seen him use double black mage, obviously. Yeah, I'd say out of the runners, he's the one who's most likely to just kind of switch it up a bit, I guess, on what sort of formation he's going to be using in his races. Been very impressive to watch. Also picking up some things.
So that's scary to me because that's just more strategies, different ways of just getting more knowledge about what to run into these situations. Because I know when I'm doing these races and runs, I'm just like, oh, okay, I can do this. Oh, I'll apply this and do this a little bit better next time. Shanezel doing everything, really diving into each intricacies of what you can do within this game. Gonna be a force for sure. Not exactly for the races right now, of course, but definitely in the leaderboards and possible future tournaments as well.
Yep. Yeah, Shanezel knows, very familiar with FF1, great experience with basically all versions of FF1, and he is the world record holder in a number of categories for FF1 for the NES, the OG, the original version. He's got the any percent no RNG minute world record, he's got the single segment world record, pretty sure he has the all monsters world record as well. He's got some really great times in PSP. I forget about the GBA though.
Well, I mean, that just goes to show the sportsmanship for all of these more top of the leaderboard runners that we have within this community as well. Like, yeah, could bring out the stops and hit up these best times, but makes it a fun experience, a good show, doing different types of strategies just to show everybody that's been following along since the beginning of the tournament. I'm sure there's some people in chat that's been watching along each and every single one of these from the tournament from the beginning. So just to keep it interesting as well, seeing all these other types of strategies used. So it's definitely nice of them to have that sportsmanship and put on a show for everyone.
Yeah, definitely giving the people something to watch. Is Rhokubee going to take any more fights, or is he just going to flee? Yeah, I think he's reached the point where he's just going to run away from everything.
Health is sitting pretty good. I can definitely see it. It's just that point where, you know what? It's time to go. Let's get this show on the road and let's take down Chaos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so his mages are over 250 health, which that's kind of where I'm aiming for, like the minimum for my mages, because I think at 250 you can survive 2 casts of like a Blizzaga or a Thundaga, and they should be able to survive a Tsunami, I think. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, HP wise, on my mages as a minimum. So if I'm below that, I'll keep on taking extra fights here in Temple of Fiends.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm hoping for my monk to also be in the 350 range, 250 range for the black mages, like you were saying. Yeah, and the monk more in the 350 range as well, or close to it. Pretty much a good threshold to be at. To be, you know what, good. Let's fight these bosses and straight to chaos. There's definitely a point where you can just agree to flee from everything.
Yep. Alright, here goes Rhokubee into Kraken 2. Usual haste, temper, Giant's Glove. I don't really mind seeing the Thundars from Kraken 2. It's a lot better than the punches. I mean, the best thing to see is the ink, because that does absolutely nothing, but Thundar is not really that dangerous.
Yeah, with about double digits, not too threatening.
Alright, gonna start punching now. Alright, 2,000 damage. Should be one more hit.
And that's it, cracking down. There's one more fight ahead of us. We got Tiamat, then it's off to Chaos. Luckily, they were kind enough to leave Tiamat not too far away. You just stayed to the north side of the map. And it's a quick turnaround over to Tiamat.
Yep. Yeah, this is the floor where all the way down in the southeast you can pick up the Masamune, strongest weapon in the game, but if you don't have a fighter, it's not really worth it to go pick it up. You got a black mage, or if you got the monk's fists do a lot more damage. So might as well use that.
Thought about it. Started with the gloves.
Team hat 2 breaking out the blaze. Sticking with the double temper. Alright, has the Blizzara, which is pretty good. Much rather see that than one of the other big AoE spells or skills from Tiamat 2. Trying to get a high potion onto the monk, but Tiamat 2 just chomping down the black mage. Alright, gonna try it again with the other black mage. And this time he will be able to get it off. And should be one more hit.
It was a safe call. This should be it.
Yep.
Alright, Tiamat down. Probably one encounter while we're here on the Chaos floor. Just getting everybody all ready to go. Aether's high potions. And there it is. Yeah, at this point you just gotta say, yep, it's time to go. Flee away, heal back up, quick save, good to go for Chaos.
Alright, dropping a bunch of ethers on his mages, getting them all filled. Alright, let's go Chaos, be nice.
Once again, we're looking out for cyclones, we're looking out for Kiraja, Flare,
Tsunami.
Cyclone
also.
and Tsunami, yes.
Yeah. Also a little bit worried about the haste, because if he decides hasted Chaos, punching the black mage will do what is it, like around 800 damage. Pretty big damage.
And that's a good turn. Blaze isn't too bad to deal with. It's a slight AoE. Hurts, but not too bad. Everybody's still up, so you can get your buffs. That was a good turn right there. We're really looking for... Oh, there's a Blizzara. Not too bad. Double-digit damage there.
Alright, got the haste off. Got the X potion off. Gonna try and go with one speed drink, one temper. Gonna continue with the giant's gloves. Don't think the mages are gonna survive.
That's usually my go-to. Yep, just going for it. Looking about 6-7 sabers at this point. See what you're trying to get. Ooh, getting greedy. Okay, decides to go for the elixir. Oh,
right.
Saved!
Survived the tsunami. 268 damage. Oof, that was
Luck
close.
is a strategy.
Another blaze, not too bad. That's got to be about it. Gonna test the waters here and going in for an attack. 46, that's good. Ooh, a big physical hit on him.
Alright, so he still has one more elixir. Oh.
Everybody takes a breather.
Chaos. Healed himself fully. And the haste.
It's just an all-out brawl at this point. Everybody healed up. Haste is up. Monk's buffed up. Oh, and another Kiraja.
Full healed again.
That's a 2% chance, and it happened twice against Roku. Chaos be chaos.
That's the hasted punch from Chaos there. Does 790 damage, taking down the slightly weakened monk there. That's not great. But that's what makes this fight so difficult. It's like you can have everything set up, you can be going, and then he can just drop a Kiraja on himself and then punch you right in the nose, and that's it. So, oof.
Rhokubee staying strong, decided, all right, another round. Let's make it happen. One of the stronger AoEs to watch out for. Everybody's still alive. That's kind of where you want to be at that 250 or up range for your Black Mage. Everybody survives. Get those supports in. Ooh, that's slow.
So he's going to need 2 hastes in order to get rid of that slow run. Because the slow run, it's basically like -1, 0, and 1. So he starts out at 0, gets him down to -1, and he still is now, well, yeah, because he wasn't able to get the haste off, he's down to 1 attack per round. So this is not going to cut it.
Would you say a speed drink to make up for it in this scenario?
The haste doubles the number of hits that you do. Like at this point, you just... I think you might be better off either trying to get up the Black Mage or just defending until Chaos takes you out.
I mean, even without Chaos, you can get up to like 2,000, 3,000 points of damage. It will just take a lot of buffs.
Well, he's slowed though, so he's only going to be doing 1 hit per round.
Is he slowed or non-hasted slowed?
He's slowed. He's literally slowed. Like he wasn't even non-hasted. Like, yeah, you're right. Like non-hasted, yeah, you know, you get like 10 hits, maybe a few extra with some speed drinks, and you can kind of get lucky and punch your way through it. But yeah, if you're slowed, you're only going to be doing like 1 attack per round, and it's just not going to get it done.
Chaos really bringing a lot of the stops here so far for Rhokubee. Hopefully he can pull it together and... Oh, instantly a physical attack to the monk. Oh.
Yeah, Thundaga taking him out. Right, so we need to just defend until Chaos takes care of the mages with the Cyclone. That should do it. So yeah, this is definitely the downside of fighting this Chaos battle. The double Black Mage strat lets you get to the Chaos battle pretty quickly, and when it goes well, you can get your monk buffed up really quickly, get through the fight very fast. But they don't have a lot of HP. It's really easy for them to die much sooner than you really want to see them die. And yeah, this is where the Chaos Casino comes in. Cyclone start, not a start you really want to see.
You're just really hoping for no AoE this time around. Just get a chance to get everybody up and running. Get those extra set of supports up.
Punched the haste.
Could be worse.
Yeah.
Definitely still manageable here.
Faraga might take out that Black Mage. Yeah, it did.
Haste is
he's not hasted.
Nice miss.
Chaos has hasted himself. Only 1 punch range.
Look for some speed drinks to make up for that haste.
Yeah, get a few extra hits.
That's not a bad call there. Chaos playing nice with those Blazzaras. That's okay. That's perfect, actually. Got the elixir in. What?
Ooh,
What?
He put the elixir.
Auto-battled it. No?
Oh, now he auto-battled that one, definitely. So both the elixirs are gone. The first one went on to the fighter, and the second one, because he auto-battled, it still went on to the fighter because the fighter has a lot less HP. Yeah, so he's only doing a little over 1,000 damage, and the hasted chaos is able to take him out.
Roku not having a nice time there, but that's just chaos for you. If he doesn't like you, then that's the kind of stuff that happens. Actually, what names did Roku go for this time, actually? I haven't paid attention to that. Which band is today not liked by Chaos? Because Rhokubee, as I have my standard that I use popular meme formats, Rhokubee usually goes with something from the music industry.
That's a good question. What is he
Oh,
using?
no. Instantly down for the Black Mage.
So he's going Wolfgang, Cody, Zach, and Hab.
Zach and Hob.
Flared so much damage.
Physical to a flare is. I mean, if chaos is gonna be chaos and it's gonna end, just do it. Just bring it out and let it be done quick. Don't give me hope with all these buffs and all this stuff just for you to do what you're gonna do anyway. So if it's gonna be done, at least it's done quick. So
Yeah, his
it
best
just goes to
turn
show.
was probably his first when Chaos Kuraja'd himself twice. So disappointing. Ooh.
Oh no. See, it goes to show, like, you can have the best run, the best splits, the best. You do everything completely right. RNG will still RNG. And that just perfectly shows here against Chaos.
So Chaos is the extreme case, not the norm.
Oh yeah, correct. Like a lot of these other fights, there's definitely some RNG that plays into it, but nothing compares to Chaos.
Back into it for
Right,
another
turn
attack.
one.
Doing 3 Giants tonics. Starting with Blaze.
Changing it up a little bit.
Ooh.
This is my style.
Yeah, Blaze followed by Flare. Oof.
The turn, not this. But yes.
Yeah,
Flare.
usually myself I do 3 Giants tonics and then next turn haste, X potion, and a Giant's glove.
Same.
Right.
Same. Question in chat. So, coming from Zero Cool. So this is vanilla game though, right?
Yeah, this isn't a randomizer, no modifications. I think the only modification that is allowed is swapping around the JP and English font. I think that's the only one that we allow in the community.
But yes, this is same story, same everything. It's just, yeah, they built it from the ground up for the Pixel Remaster and their envision of it.
Yes,
Another
Chaos.
question in chat. Can someone explain what we would be seeing for a Chaos kill here? Just the right RNG. Yeah, we're looking for the right RNG to come across. The less AoEs, the better, and the right physical attacks being done on the petrified character. We just got to get the Black Mage to be alive enough for the support of just beefing up our Monk. Get the damage up, get the haste up, the max HP up, just to be able to get a good high 300s to 500, 3,000 to 500 damage off on Chaos to get the kill in. Because Chaos has 20,000 HP.
Yeah, generally
Keep the damage up and hit.
it is just get the buffs out and hope that Chaos plays nice. Depending on the runner and the luck, you come here with between 2 and 4 full heal items. And Chaos can do anywhere between 100 and 800 damage, depending on if he's hasted or not. So it is really just a hope that he won't do anything too crazy and that you can keep your items long enough so he doesn't kill you in a matter of 2 turns. And
Got a pretty good opportunity here.
which even with...
Oh, and there it is.
Oh, there we go.
He's down.
Which, yeah, even with...
You asked for it, and there it is.
Even with 1,000
That's
HP,
what it takes.
which actually is the maximum here. This game has an HP cap of 999. There, you can't go over it, no matter how, even with buff items or etc. etc. Even with those 900 HP, if he doesn't like you, he can just murder you in 2 turns.
GG Rhokubee. And we are now... We got Rhokubee in the channel here with us. Rhokubee, hello. Perfectly
Two
said.
questions.
I agree with everything.
Two questions.
Sure.
1, why do Pyso demons hate my guts? And 2, why are birds extinct when I need them?
That was amazing. So to give some background to Hab, the Pisco demons absolutely destroyed Rhokubee going through Earth, the Earth Shrine.
Oh boy.
A couple different times. Like,
Oh boy.
had
Again.
one final encounter before he could get off of Earth floor 4. He ran like his final 2 encounters on Earth floor 4 were Pisco Demon followed by Pisco Demon. The first Pisco Demon battle took out one of his mages. He used the final Phoenix down that he had to get that mage back. Got into another fight with Pisco Demons, who immediately killed his other black mage. So he had to load up the auto battle from the beginning of Earth floor 4 and basically do that entire floor again. So that was one thing, and then the other thing
four encounters.
Yeah, that was really bad. And then the other thing was the Jerkbirds. The Jerkbirds would not show up for Rhokubee. It was
No.
They were
Meanwhile, me, I can't even call them jerkbirds this time. Literally, first encounter with them I ran into was an ambush with 4 of them, and they immediately petrified the 2 I needed them to within the ambush turn in the first 4 attacks.
That was
like, you can't ask for better. Yeah.
Yeah, that was perfect.
I do have to clarify one thing though. The Jerkbirds did show up for Rhokubee. Afterwards, there were none at all, and then once the petrifications went off, then the birds were everywhere. It flocked multiple rounds. Then they all showed up.
You poor soul.
Got into 2 consecutive fights with the Jerkbirds. So the first one
extinct when I needed them.
Was petrified, and then the very next encounter, oh, here they are again, the Jerkbirds. Just like, oh man. Going through Ice Cave, Jerkbirds, left and right. Very first encounter in Ice Cave, more Jerkbirds. It's just like, oh man.
You really don't have it easy these days. And that 2 runs back to back even. Like last run, it was the exact same with the Piscos.
But Hab, this time I quick saved the Kraken.
Good one. Proud of you.
Every step of the way, always learning. That's really what it's about. Is the good, the bad, applying it, and going forward.
Yeah, no, that was. I tried the route that I saw. Leggy Starscream use. There we go. I knew it would come to me. Only thing is, if you do that route, buy items at Elfheim. Don't try to stop and Provoca.
Well said. Well said.
So
definitely. Rhokubee, it's been great to see you along your route and moving forward as a new runner myself. Seeing the progress being made, and of course, we would all agree that we would not take certain fights, or we would have restarted if we were doing our own runs here or there. But you're still pressing through and finish up the race. So definitely a GG for both runners involved, and well played, everybody.
Congratulations, Hab. You are that much closer to being 6-0 in Swiss.
I already said it.
I'm honestly rooting for the 6-0 here.
I'm still saying, with the 3-0, I was joking. Now with the 4-0, I think it's actually going to my head, and the memes actually turn into the sassiness. But I already said it earlier. I highly expect the 5-0 to come out. I'm not sure if I can make the 6-0, considering that I'm still running against Puerto Rico. That's the one encounter from our group that I'm still afraid of, and the only one that I, if not something super duper major happens, could stop me from sweeping this.
Yeah, we'll
Well,
see.
you
Our
heard it
race
from
is
himself.
on Sunday, and tomorrow we do have a couple more races as well. So I'll be taking on Captain of the Dorks, and Rhokubee, you are back again tomorrow night.
Yeah, hopefully the run gets to cooperate this time. I had a couple of bad ones. Maybe a good one will come here? Is that how it works? Maybe? I don't know.
It should be how it works. At some point, the bad RNG should be used up and only leave the good RNG left over.
you would
Chaos
hope
will
that
definitely
works,
be
but we'll
the decision maker on that one.
see. Yeah.
But no, I'm excited for my next race against Funk Nasty. So that's gonna be another fun one. All of these races have been fun. Some of them a little aggravating at times, but fun nonetheless.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll say for everybody here, if you're interested in seeing everybody prepare for their races, and not only do you get to see the actual race happening here on Speed Gaming, but you can also check out the progress that they make in between their runs. So definitely give a follow out to the runners for Hab and Rhokubee as they continue to prepare and get ready for their next races. So definitely go ahead and check them out as well.
And definitely also check out the amazing commentators. They're running themselves, and they're amazing runners.
Much love
Yeah,
thank you
they're-
for that, Hab.
Yeah, both of the commentators are absolutely phenomenal runners as well. So feel free to give them a follow and see how they prepare. So.
Would anybody like to say some closing comment?
The run was garbage. It could have been sub 2 so easily.
You'll be there. You did good. It was a good run.
No, that was an amazing run, Hab. I don't know what you're talking about.
I can recap again for you. I got into Astos 1 minute ahead of PB, left Astos 1 minute behind PB. I got into Lich 2 minutes ahead of PB. I left Lich 1 minute behind PB.
Darn it, I thought you were going to say 2 there, but I think I see a pattern.
I entered Tiamat 1 minute ahead of PB. I left him 1 minute behind PB. The run was
Every
a
minute
shit show that
counts.
was going up and down, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see me improve on that run, which shouldn't be too hard. Just gonna take a few resets. But yeah, anyways,
Rhokubee?
thanks for the commentators again. Thanks for the viewers. These tournaments wouldn't be half as fun without people actually watching them. So shoutouts to you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys for commentating. Kind of jumping in here. That way, we would have them. I'm excited to see both of your races come in the future and all the other ones as well. Again, next run is tomorrow, but we'll see if maybe I can eke out a win here. The underdog trying to. Can I call myself the underdog? I don't know, but no, more exciting races coming up.
One. Yeah, you are too. We're both. We got no wins, man. I'm rooting for you. At least someone needs to get out of here with a W, and it doesn't seem to be me right now, especially with our group. Oh man.
No, I saw your group. That's no, but the run's fun. If you're thinking about running this, definitely jump in and start. It's not that hard to pick up, and just have fun with it. honestly.
Yeah,
Well
feel
said,
free
well
to
said
join
indeed,
the
Puerto
Discord. Discord, I think our Discord has been dropped into some of the into chat as well. But yeah, it's basically the Final Fantasy 1 Discord. It has a special FF1 PR room. Plenty of notes around.
All right. Well, I would like to say thank you guys so much for being here, guys, girls, others, everybody here, for all the lurkers, for all the people in chat, chatting it up for sure. Of course, Puerto Rico, thank you for commenting as well. It wouldn't have. I don't know. I was nervous about if I had to do it myself. So, and I definitely wouldn't want anybody to have to do it alone too. So glad to be here and commentate with you. It was nice going back and forth. Very good commentation. I'm still new, but it was nice to commentate. And definitely shout out to the runners as well. Hab and Roku, you put on an amazing performance. It was awesome to see you guys in action. Of course, everybody agrees. Even if you got PB and you won, you're always striving to do better and whatnot. So, and we all can. So, very good run indeed. Shout out for SpeedGaming for hosting this event and having us all here. It was nice to get everybody that has the joy for speed gaming and speed running, and also for Final Fantasy 1. We can get all these communities together, and it's great to see. So hope to see everybody here next time, and more for some more Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster tournament action. And we'll see, is someone going to stay undefeated? Are we going to see some people that have been constantly defeated get some W's? They can go either way, so stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for being here.